Good day, guys, and welcome back to your English Aussie. This is the Gameweek 29 Deadline stream. What a week this is going to be. A lot of people playing their free hit. A lot of people struggling to make 11 players. So it should be a really interesting one to see what your teams are going to be, what discussion points you want to talk through. If you've got any, I assume not many benching headaches this week. But if you do, feel free to post them. We can talk through strategy. And I will definitely be having a discussion around chip strategy over the upcoming game weeks. I think I'm relatively set on when my wildcard is going to be. I've got some interesting thoughts on bench boost. It's attitude. Hey, bro, good to see you. It's going all right. Team's not looking amazing for game week 29, but sort of the best it's going to be. Manish, hey, mate. Captaining Haaland, that is excellent, mate. I think Haaland's a great captaincy shout this week. If you can get him in, yeah, he's a fantastic option. I didn't quite have the luxury of going for him. I also think Brighton have been excellent over the last few game weeks. I think if we look at their results over the last maybe 5-6 weeks, you got 4 wins, 1 loss over the last 5, going back to that 7-0 drubbing at Nottingham Forest. So yeah, not the easiest game in the world. One that I think Brighton could cause some problems offensively could score some goals against Man City. But I also think Man City could cause some problems for Brighton. I think it's quite good the way that Mamouche has been used in that Man City team. Often when he plays as a second striker, I expect him to start this week, actually. Even if he plays left wing, he often drifts into that second striker role. Does give Haaland a little bit more space to operate, with one of the centre-backs sort of taking up marking on Mamouche. So yeah, I do expect Man City to also cause problems for Brighton this week. I think going forwards, like obviously one of the key things to talk about this week is whether or not you should take hits. I think it's probably been widely discussed by a lot of people so far this week. But I think my thoughts on it are, I would take a hit if you don't have 11 players, because I think there's lots of upside to go for. Even if it was for a defender, I'd still be taking a hit. My sort of favourite options this week would be the Nottingham Forest defence. I think they've been a really great defence so far this year. Had a lot of really nice options. And I would be sort of going for maybe a Nico Williams or a Milenkovic are the two that I'd be looking at. Cold War, hey mate. Thoughts on Cunha, Trent, Rodgers to Woog, Agbodu, Bruno for a -4? Is that to make sure that you have 11 players playing in your side? Or is it just a -4 for the sake of it? Be interesting to know which way around you're sort of thinking there. Match day minutes. Hey mate, good to see you floating around. I think I saw you follow me on Twitter. So you don't play Greaves, okay. I'm going to do Cunha to Wood, Trent to Williams, and either Hula, Murillo to Ndai to Beto. Let me get back to that one sec. So you don't play Greaves. I think not worth taking the -4 on Greaves to Agbodu. I think Wood and Bruno would be good. Are you able to get them in? Probably not with that team. You have to get rid of Trent, really, don't you? You'd have to get rid of Trent. Evening, Jesse. What's your team called? What's the rest of your team called? Well, it'd be good to see. I think that one's a bit of a tricky one because you'd have to be getting rid of Trent in order to, I assume, to afford Wood and Bruno. If you can go Cunha and Rodgers straight to Wood and Bruno, I'd definitely look to do that instead. Match day minutes. You're going to go Cunha to Wood, Trent to Williams, and either Hall to Murillo. Either Hall to Murillo or Ndai to Beto. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Yeah, Cunha to Wood I like. Trent to Nico, fantastic. Hall to Murillo and Ndai to Beto. What about Raul Jimenez? What about Raul Jimenez up top against Spurs? Could be an interesting one as well. I think I'd rather go for the attacker as the final option. Do you have any other options maybe in the midfield as well? I think I sort of like your plans. I think if I was to go Hull, I'd probably go Hull to Milenkovic. I think he's got the more goal threat off the corners. But considering you've also got Nico Williams, I think obviously the attackers sort of have a higher upside. I don't mind Ndai to Beto. I don't mind that. I think it's also a good shout against West Ham as well. Haven't been the most defensively solid. Beto's put up some great stats lately. Everton are doing nicer under Moyes. He's trying to get his attacking players further up the field at all points. Any of the money to do? Michael Guida, hey bro, hey Baruta, how are you, bro? Good to see you. It's attitude. I don't want to use the free hit. Going to take a -8. How many playing players? Because you could even take a -4 and sort of go for the 10 players approach. -8 maybe. I think if you're taking a -8, one's definitely got to be an attacking player. Yo Ali, good to see you, mate. Thanks for joining back on the channel. Remind me, I know I'm supposed to go through something for you, but if you just remind me, that would be great. I know, chatting on Insta. Cold War, yeah, you only have the money to do Cunha Rogers to Wood and Elanga for free. Who's going to be your captain this week, Cold War? Would you be planning to captain Bruno? I think that's the question. If you're planning to captain Bruno, then the -4 is probably worth it to be able to bring him in. It's actually Team ID. Thank you, mate. First up for you today. Let's get you up on screen. Game week. 760, 8584. All right. First team review of the night. Lovely. Match day, so I'm going to do Cunha to Wood, Trent to Williams, either Hall to Murillo or Ndai to Beto. Oh, sorry, I'm reading an old thing. My chat is flying. Vibav Birud, I've already taken a -4 hit. Should I take another -4 to replace Dango, given I already have Harwood Bellis? Who are you going to go for Dango? I think no. I think I'd just take the 1 point or 2 point for Dango. I wouldn't take another -4. Unless you're going for like a Clivert and looking to captain him. If you're going to move him to somebody who you're looking to captain, then maybe I would do it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't take that -4. It's actually bringing Haaland in for Isaac. Yeah, nice. You have... That's your only transfer that you've got, so everything else would cost. And Palmer and Garner. Finally, Garner's out. So you're going to take a -8. Is that what you're saying? I think you can just play Lewis. Oh, he might not start though. What's his minutes been like over the last few? Yeah. Might not start. Off the bench. Alright, so what you got? You got Pickford, Gabriel Canate, one of Lewis and Greaves. I don't hate that. And then you're going Dango, Salah, Palmer, and Bumo, Beto, Wood, Haaland. That's not too bad. I don't think I'd take a -8, mate. I reckon I'd just move... I'd probably just move Dango. Leave Palmer in there. Wildcard next week. How much you got in the bank? 3.4 in the bank. Is that enough for Dango up to Bruno? That would be nice. If you could go Dango up to Bruno and then just either play Greaves or Lewis and play 3-4-3 and just take the -4. I don't think it's worth taking a -8. Don't think he's worth taking a -8, mate. Ali, we were talking about assistant managership, who to play. I was thinking Glasner for 31, 32, 33. Yeah, mate, that's very important that we should definitely talk about the assistant managership in this stream, and definitely the usage of Crystal Palace, because if you are going to use it in 32, you've got to be very careful. Newcastle are only 5 places above Palace. Man City are 6, and Newcastle are not playing this week, so they are likely to drop. And might not be within 5 places of Palace, but we'll get to that a little bit later, I think, Ali. Vibav Birud, okay, this is your team. Pickford, Kirkes, Gabriel, Harwood, Bellis. Do you know any tool where we can see the latest FPL team if we have a team ID, not the team from the previous game week? Yeah, unfortunately not, but generally because you can't see the latest, because otherwise you'd be able to see everybody else's transfers, and then mini leagues it'd be easy to just, I don't know, copy people or see what their moves are. So I generally look for last week's teams, and then people will just tell me what the transfers they've made so far are, or if they are waiting to make transfers, then I'll just have that discussion, Vibav. So anyway, your team: Pickford, Kirkes, Gabriel, Harwood, Bellis, Gvardiol. Wow, all right. Mbumo, Cliver, Itara, Bruno. Wow, this is a great team. What the hell? Fabianski, Munoz. Oh, him, Salah, and Stewart on the bench. So Wood, Haaland up top. 4 in the midfield being Mbumo, Cliver, Bruno, Dango. Okay, I see your issue. And then 4 at the back: Kirkes, Gabriel, Harwood, Bellis, Gvardiol. Okay, I see. Yeah, I do team reviews, FPL Noah. Just chuck your team ID in the chat and I will get to you. I've obviously got to get through a few, couple beforehand. But yeah, I do team reviews for everyone. I will get through everybody as well. So if you can stick around and wait, just chuck your team ID in the chat and I'll go through it. I don't think I've taken... How much money have you got in the bank, Vibav? If you've got enough to get up to, I don't know, maybe a Jared Bowen. But otherwise, I'd probably just keep Dango. I think there's not huge options out there. Maybe like a Brennan Johnson or someone. But it's difficult to pick a Spurs player. Like, he could get benched as well. Mitoma, Minte. I think I'd just stick with your team, Vibav. Baruta, mate. After 5 game weeks with hits now, I take it easy in spite of all the fever with blank game week 29. Yeah, but your hits are the best hits around, mate. Every hit you've taken has paid off. Probably not normal and a little crazy. Captain Justin, Flying Dutch Clivert, so we are together. I am very happy to hear that. Yeah, Matchday Minutes. You can send me a picture of your team. Just send it to me on Insta. If you send it to me on Insta, I will check it out. My Insta handle is, I think FPL _ the English. Sorry, I think FPL _ the English Aussie. So just send me it on Insta and I'll take a look at it on there. But you'll have to ping me to remind me in this chat. Gino Paponchai. Gino Paponchai. Would you do Son to Fernandes for a -4? No, I wouldn't. I like Son this week. Could be a good pick this week against Fulham. Beto or Raul on a free hit, Jesse. Tough one. I think 50-50, mate. I'd probably go Raul. I think he's been like taking a lot of shots lately. Yeah, Ali, I'll get to your team, mate. I've got it on my side screen at the moment from chatting to you earlier. Okay, who was next on team reviews? Tony. Tony. Hey, Tony. Good to see you back. And Suku as well. Hey, guys. How are you? Good to see you guys back in the chat. Haven't seen you for a while, Tony. Hope all's good, mate. Any thoughts? Need a keeper. I was thinking Sarr. Also looking at Munetzi and Clivert for Murphy and Rogers. So you got 3 free transfers, Tony. I'd go Sells, man. I think Nottingham Forest this week is the nicest fixture. I just not sold on the Wolves defence. I think for me, if I'm picking a defender this week, I'm picking a Nottingham Forest defender. So I think Sells for Henderson, probably, or Fabianski. I'm assuming you're wildcarding in like 30, 31. So, I mean, you just pick sells for Henderson, I guess, and have the most money in your team. You're also looking at Manetzi and Kluivert for Murphy and Rogers. Yeah. I'd definitely go Kluivert in there for Rogers or Murphy. And then the other pick, what are we looking at? So you got Mikalenko, Hodgson, Harwood Bellis at the back. And then Palmer, Dango. We're going to say Kluivert for Rogers. So are you going to end up playing 5 at the back? Are you going to end up playing 4-4-2 with Dango? Are you going to play 4-4-2 with Dango? Tony? Or are you going to play like one of Greaves or Harwood Bellis? It'd be interesting if you went Harwood Bellis. I actually don't mind that against Wolves, who are missing Cunha. Not that I think Southampton are fantastic defensively, but it'd be an interesting pick. It's actually, when is it best free hit? I'll come to that in a second. Match day minutes, yeah. Send on Twitter's all right, mate. Send on Twitter's all right. Just remind me, because I've got to get through a few other team reviews. So when it's sent, just say send you my team on Twitter in the chat, and then I'll know to do yours after that. 4-4-2, Tony. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's fair. Then I think you just go Rogers to Kluivert, Henderson to Sells, and Murphy. Who was your thoughts on Murphy? You were going for Manetzi of Wolves. Yeah, that's an interesting shout. Who else is out there around that sort of price point at the moment? There's not a lot of amazing picks. Maybe like an Elanga. I guess you don't have any sort of Forest coverage, like attacking wise, against Ipswich. Maybe like an Elanga or a Gibbs White. Or even Hudson-Odoi. Or Mitoma. Do you have the money for someone more than that? I'd say I probably like that over Manetzi at Wolves. I'm not a huge fan of Manetzi. I think it's a bit knee jerk. I'd probably go like Elanga. If you can go up to a Gibbs White or an Odoi, maybe then. Cool. Terry McLarney, welcome to the chat, mate. Thank you. Appreciate the comments. I will get to you. I'll come through to you, mate. Just let me get through these. I've got Suku, I've got FPL Noah, and then yourself, and probably match day minutes when he gets me that, when he tells me it's in. And he'll be locked and loaded. All right, Suku, let's get you up, mate. What's your team ID? I should know this off by heart by now. 1389322. All right, let's talk this one through. Any thoughts, Suku? Any thoughts on what you're planning to do yet? Ben, hey, mate. Mate, that Watkins one from last week was a nightmare. I saw him score and I was like, oh no. Uh-oh. So I hope you still did all right last week. Good to see you back though. I've made my moves, yeah. I brought in Kluivert and Milenkovic. Although after bringing in Milenkovic, I felt like I wasn't convinced. I brought him in last night because I thought Trent was going to go down in price. And then, I just wasn't convinced between Milenkovic and Nico Williams. Like, despite all of the stats that you see on Nico Williams and the shots and stuff, I just felt like it was a 1 week punt, and I just felt like Milenkovic was more likely to score. It was a bit of a gut call. I'd probably say Nico Williams long term. If I'm on a wild card, I'll probably pick him. Better bonus point potential. Should I start Son or Elanga? I'm worried about Son's minutes. I'd start both of them, Jesse. Siku, you haven't made a transfer yet. Yeah, I see, mate. Have you got any thoughts on what you're going to do? Let me think about your team, but Verbruggen in goal. against City. Yeah, again, well, you could go Ramsdale. Only person I know that's still got Ramsdale. My volume's a bit low. No worries. Let's turn it up. Oh, it's probably because I smacked it with my water. Is that a bit better? Hopefully that's a bit better. You replied on my pins post match day. Thanks, bro. I'll turn it up to here. Hopefully this is better, Jack. Let me know if it's too loud. I'm just on the old gain meter. That's good. Cool. All right, guys. I might turn it down a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit high. You not got any ideas yet? Okay. All right, let's have a think then, mate. Verbruggen or Ramsdale, we can work with that. Mikalenko. Oh, all right, Jesse. Chuck us your team. Just can you chuck the full team in the chat and I'll have a look at it. Mikalenko, Gabriel, Kirkes, 8 Nuri. Wow, that's nice. And then you got Mbumo, Palmer, Semenyo. Oh, and then Marmouche up front. Yeah, all right. Marmouche is a bit of a nightmare. So you got 9. You got 3 transfers. Cunha out to Wood probably is an easy one to make. You got Aina as well. Shit. You got 5 at the back. Luis Diaz has got to go. Luis Diaz to maybe like Bruno Fernandes. Ooh, let's think about money. You've only got 0.1 mil in the bank. Is Garnacho a good 1 week punt? Yeah, don't mind Garnacho as a 1 week punt, Jack. Don't mind that at all. It's actually quite nice. It's actually something I hadn't really thought about. I quite like that. Quite like that a lot. I like that a lot, actually. I think if I'd thought about that earlier, I might have gone Dango to Garnacho. Yeah, I think Luis Diaz has got to come out of here. Suku, Mbumo, Palmer, Semenyo, maybe a Bruno. I think if you can get up to a Bruno, let's have a look what Bruno's price is now. I think he's 8.4. Is he 8.4? 8.5. And Luis Diaz is what? So we've got to find you 1 mil. 7.5. And Cunha's what? 6.9. It's going to be tough. Because what's Wood? What's Wood? 7.3. All right, 0.4. Okay. Might not be able to get up to a Bruno. Do you know what's interesting? Is actually the cheeky little Garnacho shout that was called there. I know Mason Mount's fit and might have a few minutes, but might be a nice 1 week punt. Might be a nice 1 week punt. The other, actually, do you know what? The other option that I have for you, Suku, I think is quite nice, is Savinho. But again, you got Mamouche there. It's a minutes risk. A few minutes risks out there this week. You already got Semenyo. I feel like if you go Clivert, you're kind of like doubling down massively. Like you want a little bit of coverage. Maybe you downgrade Luis Diaz. I think Cunha to Wood, you got to go Cunha to Wood. And then Luis Diaz down to whatever you can get to. Maybe you have to go like a Gibbs White, Elanga. Otherwise, maybe a punt on Garnacho. Otherwise, maybe a punt on Garnacho. There's not an easy solve for that. I mean, you can go down to Clivert. You could go down to Clivert. But I just feel like it's a lot. So I'd definitely make those 2 transfers. Then one more. Or you just play. Yeah, you can just play 5-3-2. Alternatively, you go Luis Diaz, Savinho, Marmouche to Evanilson. I think that might be quite nice. Suku. Have a little think about those options. I'll keep going through these and then I'll come back to your team because I've got a few to get through. So have a think. Let me know what your sort of thoughts are and we can discuss a little bit more. afterwards. Let's do FPL Noah. Do you do content creation, FPL Noah? Or you're on like Twitter or something? I feel like I've seen your name floating about quite a bit. Did you say you were looking at anything, or you just wanna have a chat? No, just wanna have a chat. All right. Gabriel Mikalenko Robinson, Mbumo Dango Palmer, Wissa Wood. So I'm guessing like Salah, Isak, you want to have on your bench. Mbumo Dango Palmer Enzo. Okay, you got 4. Then at the back you got Mikalenko, Gabriel, Robinson. You got 3. So 3, 4, 2 at the moment you have. So you just need one to come in. But you also got Dango. You got 2 transfers. I think Lewis Hall out for or Lewis Hall or Trent Alexander out. Probably Trent Alexander out is an easy one out for Nico or Milenkovic. Is an easy transfer to make, which is I think should be your number 1 transfer. You're probably going to play Gabriel regardless. You'd probably play Mikalenko regardless. You probably then play your Forest defender. I'm open to hits and could sell Isak and Palmer if necessary. You'd also like Haaland. 1.7 mil in the back. All right, well, if you want Haaland, you're going to have to go from Isak. We can work our way of getting a Haaland here. 9.3, so you need about 10, 11. Haaland's what, 15 point... Well, he's 14.7 now, isn't he? 14.7? 14.7, yeah. All right, so you need 4.7 mil. That's going to come out of Trent, really, isn't it? You'd have to take a hit for Haaland. You'd have to go Trent down to Nico Williams, which is about 3 mil saving. And then... Yeah, Trent down to Nico. Isak to... I don't know what you'd actually be selling Isak at. How much then do you need? If you do Trent down to Nico and Isak up to Palmer, how much do you need to save, Noah? Because then you got to work out what you come out of. Because you might be able to just get away with it. Just like downgrade, like, I don't know, Lewis Hall or something. Yeah, Gino, I'll get to you. Prashant Sharma, hey mate. Cresswell Agabaru. Are you saying pick between the two? I'd probably go... Luca, what's up, mate? Good to see you, as ever. Probably go Cresswell. Not convinced Agabaru starts. Mohamed Atif, is it worth to bring in Haaland, Gibbs White, Bruno, Nico Williams in place of TAA, Palmer, Isak, Rogers with -8? It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. If you're captaining Haaland or Bruno, sure. But I would say if you don't need to... If you can get away without moving Palmer to Bruno, I'd probably do that. If you could do that for a -4, like even if you don't move Rogers and you just take a -4, do you still have 11 playing players? You'd be 1.3 mil in debt. You can't really make it then, mate. The other option is you do that and then you move Gabriel. And you just move Gabriel. And then you play Gabriel, Mikalenko... you play whoever we move Gabriel for. Maybe like Milenkovic, you go double Forest. And you go Milenkovic, Nico, Mikalenko, Robinson, Mbumo, Dango, Palmer. Or Mbumo, Dango, Palmer, or Mbumo, Palmer, Enzo. And then Wissa, Wood, Haaland. Palmer to Cliver. I don't... Yeah, I mean that is nice, but I don't love giving up Palmer to get Haaland. I know he's been trash, but I just don't love that. I don't love that. Yeah, guys, I am going to get through all your teams, I promise. Like, we got plenty of time to go to the deadline if you can wait. If you're really desperately in need, then I'll try my best, but I can't promise. Yeah, I mean, if you're not hugely set on Haaland, and I do think if you don't need Haaland this week, I do think that you don't need him. Like, I think you just wildcard in 30, bring Haaland in. So I think for your team, like, honestly, what I'd recommend is just going Trent down to a Nico, and then maybe just someone like Enzo up to like Bruno, and just going 4-4-2. That would be pretty nice. Gabriel, Mikolenko, Nico, Robinson, and Mbumo, Palmer, Dango, Bruno, Wissa Wood. Or Dango Enzo. I think like you don't have to take any hits to do that. I think that would be nice FPL now. Would I rather have Haaland or Ndalanga or Wood and Fernandes? Depends who you want to captain. If you're gonna, I'd probably rather have Wood and Fernandes. Tough call though, FPL Cam. Hi, Gibbs White or Savinho? Jeremy Lin. If Savinho starts, Savinho, but minutes risk. So you just got to make the call whether you're comfortable with that. Prashant Sharma, sorry mate, just wondering to buy these defenders. Hill from Bournemouth, Cresswell from West Ham, Agbadu from Wolves. I'd probably go Cresswell out of those. Name that I can't read. Sorry, apologies. Buy Bruno Fernandes, Nico Williams, or Guardiola, Gibbs White. Bruno Fernandes, Nico Williams, definitely. M416. My team after a -8. Should I take the -8 or free hit? I'd save the free hit. Best mid out of Forest, Savinho, and Semenyo. Savinho if he starts. Just higher upside. High risk, high reward. Liam Sarianopoulos, that was. The Fiend, my differential captain, Cold Palmer. Good luck, mate. Thanks, FPL. I appreciate you, mate. All right, who is next on the teams? Come on, match day. I'll sneak you in. Let me just pull up my Twitter. Oh, you replied on the post. Just now? Dave? All right. Only want to do a -8. Dango Mono playing the flat players with blanks. I'm a bit stuck. Pickford, Fleck. Okay, all right. So you got 2 free transfers. Your team is for everyone. Pickford, Flecken, Kirkes, Trent, Gabriel, Mikolenko, Hall, Dango, Palmer, Salah, Clivert, and Mbumo, Isak, Cunha, and Dye. Wow, that's a lot of players that you're struggling. So you got 3-4-1 at the moment. 2 free transfers. Cunha out, Wood in, Trent out, Nico Williams. I think that's what you got to do. That's what I'd do in that position. Oh, you don't have any strikers. And what's that? 4-4-1. And then take a hit. And die for Evan Nilsson. If you have the money for that, match day minutes, I'd go. Yeah, Evan Nilsson. Ndai to Beto or Evan Nilsson or Raul Jimenez. Cunha to Wood. Trent to Nico Williams. Take the -4. It's a tough one. No problem, FPL Camp. Ali, you're in, mate. You're in, Ali. I've got you. Sorry, bro. And then we are on... and then Terry McClarney. Dennis, you, mate. Sorry for taking a while, but lots of people in the chat, so I'm going to get through everyone. Yeah, so Ali, Terry, Gino. Lost Aussie, you sent me a screenshot, did you? I'll look at you after, mate. Luke, read your message above. Sorry, bro. You stopped playing my game and chasing upside. Was about to bring in Cucurella for Leicester and Southampton and bottled it. Back-to-back 15. I almost brought in Cucurella. I had him on my buy-sell hold as like in my top bracket a few weeks just before he got the double 15-pointers. I probably would have brought him in, but at the time it just didn't work for my team. Like I was trying to save transfers. Man, shame for you. Your upside chasing is not really been that. I think no, your upside chasing has been good this season. It's your captaincy choices that let you down, Luca. Sorry. So anyway, let me put the next guy up here. I'll put Terry on screen, but I'm just going to talk to Ali's team. How many free transfers do you have, Ali? I forgot, mate. Let me check your message. One free transfer and 0.5 mil in the bank. Team is Sells, Gabriel, 8 Nuri, Mikolenko, Castagna, Palmer, Cliver, Ilanga, and Boomer, Wissa, Wood. Mate, your team's nice. I'd almost say you just roll. Like, you don't have any major issues. Like, Wissa and Wood up top, really nice. Palmer, Cliver, Ilanga, and Boomer is probably one of the best four in the midfield that you'd have. Gabriel, 8 Nuri, Mikolenko, Castagna. If you're gonna wildcard next week, which I probably suggest, I wouldn't make a transfer, just roll. If you're not gonna wildcard next week, and you want someone for 2 weeks, I'd just move Trent for Milenkovic or Nico Williams. Otherwise, I'd just roll, Ali. I think your team's nice, mate. No stresses to have. You're in a good position. And remember, this season with FPL, when you do play your wild card, if you roll a transfer, say you've got 2 transfers before your wild card, after the wild card, you still have those 2 transfers. Like you say, your transfers roll through wild cards this year. And yeah, I do recommend wild carding in game week 30. I'll explain that in a little bit more detail later. Jens Desmet, sorry mate, I think I missed your chat, but you're bringing in Bruno and a cheap defender, might punt with Mazraoui for Trent and Rodgers. Should I take a -4 to swap Wissa with Wood? I would not swap Wissa with Wood. Siku, what were your transfers again, mate? God, sorry, so many things going on. Type them in. I don't think you should use the chip. If you have to take a -4, it's all right. Next week, man, I'm wild carding. Sorry, Jens. I know I missed your chat earlier. Sometimes, yeah, just post again if I do miss it because flying through. Apologies. All right, Terry. Let's have a look. Pickford, Timber, Castagna, Milenkovic, Clivert, Salah, Enzo Palmer, Semenyo, Isaac, Wood. I would like, you got 3 transfers, 1.1 mil in the bank. I think Cunha to an Evan Nilsson would be a nice transfer up top. I think Evan Nilsson's at what now? What's his price? 5.7. So you'd be saving some money there as well. Maybe like 1.2 mil. So that'd give you 2.3 in the bank. You probably upgrade Enzo to maybe... who you got at the back? You got 3 at the back. You don't need to upgrade them. So you got 3, 4, 2. Maybe you move Lewis Hall. You play 4-4-2. Move Lewis Hall to 8 Nuri, Nico Williams, Mazraoui, one of the three. And then, keep Isaac Salah on the bench. Leif Davis is you kind of got a backup, roll one of your transfers through. Given you've already free hitted, you got to try and roll as many transfers as you can because you got to manage game week 34 as well. So don't go crazy. I think just make the minimal that you need to make, which I think is just Cunha to. You got the choice. I would go Evan Nilsson probably, but I guess you got Clivert and Semenyo. So Beto is another option. Do you know who I like in the midfield? This is like what I was going to talk about today, and I actually totally forgot. Who's a really nice shout? Mohamed Kudus of West Ham at 6.2 mil. Untalked about. If you want to take a punt, I know someone was talking about Garnacho earlier. Mohamed Kudus up top for West Ham is starting to look really nice. Getting a lot of touches on the ball in the box. He's basically playing the striker role, right? Fulkrug's not quite back yet. So that could be really nice. 6.2 mil, Mohamed Kudus. Yes, if you do go Cunha down to... Cunha down to maybe a Beto, mate. Maybe a Beto. All right, who's next up? Hopefully that's helpful, Terry. If you got any more comments, just chuck them in the chat. Sorry, chat. I'm coming. Whoever was next. Don't clip me for what I just said. He's pretty bad of like dropping stinkers, Kudus. Mate, I think not finished amazingly, but I think the positions he's getting in and the touches he's getting in the box, you just feel like he's due. I think Kudus is a really good player as well. So I agree with you. It's attitude. He's not finished very well, but Jesse, let me just look at your free hit and then lost Aussie. It's you next, isn't it, mate? And then Gino, or is it Gino first? Can't remember. I'll check in a second. Gino, you still in the chat? If you're still in the chat, drop me a note below. Jesse, Pickford, Williams, Guardiola, Delos, Son, Bumo, Clivert, Fernandez, Raul, Haaland, Wood, Nuri, Elanga, Taka. You don't need so much money on the bench, mate. You don't need so much money on the bench. If you're free hitting, you can have some absolute fodder on the bench. Like, you're probably playing Pickford. Your other goalie should just be a 3.9 million, like Everson or someone from Leicester, or 3.8 mil if there are anybody. Nico Williams, I like. Delos, a nice pick. Guardiola, interesting. I don't think you need 8 Nuri and Tarkovsky on the bench. You probably just need one of them and a 3.8 fodder. Haaland, Wood, Raul. Yeah, I mean, I like your team, Jesse. I think 8 Nuri... I think 8 Nuri v Delo is probably your thoughts. I think I'd bench Elanga with that team. Gino, come on then, mate. Let's get you going. And then lost Aussie. Hey, Frederick. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. All right, Gino. Plan to wildcard 31. You've got no transfers left. What moves have you made then? You've obviously made 3 transfers already. You're going to have to help me out, mate. I can't see the moves that you've already made so far this year. Lost Aussie. Your free hit is active. You sent it at me on Insta. I see it. Oh, yeah, you're the guy who said Onana, right? Didn't I post on my Twitter what I thought a nice free hit team was? Yeah, I did, and I'll probably stand by that free hit team. Do you know what? I'll put a rogue free hit team up on the screen as well after I do Gino. Was in Bali and missed it. No worries, mate. That's all right. Don't worry about that. Terry, you're in Liverpool and you're a red. My man. Much respect. I was thinking Evan Nilsson just a triple up. Yeah, the triple up's the issue, I would say. I think that's a bit rogue going tripled up. Just trying to think who else you could go. Like, you could go Strand Larson at Wolves, take a bit of a risk just because Southampton are so tragic. If it like it's a 1 week punt really, so I think tripling up on Bournemouth's a bit too much. Maybe I just go Strand Larson. Take a little bit of a punt. Dom Solanke. Gino, Isaac, Haaland, Hall to Williams, Palmer to Elanga. All right. So you got Gabriel, Castagna, Nico, Mbumo, Palmer, Son, Semenyo. Mbumo, Elanga, Son, Semenyo. 3-4, and then you got Wissa, João Pedro, Haaland. No point making any more transfers, mate. No point making any more transfers, Gino. You said you were going to wildcard in 31, no? I think you should wildcard in 30, though. Shall I tell you why? I think if you wildcard in 30 or 31, they're going to be... like, I really do feel strongly about this, and I spent a lot of time in the week looking at this. If you wildcard in 30 or 31, your teams are going to be really similar. You're going to know who the teams are that have made it through the FA Cup quarterfinals by Gameweek 29. Yeah, the doubles are not going to have come out, right? They're probably like what week the doubles are going to come out are not going to have come out. But you're going to know the teams. So your free hit is going to... your wild card, is going to be centered around those teams that are doubling, right? So your team is going to be like almost exactly identical. I genuinely recommend to everybody sitting down, thinking about what your wildcard team for game week 30 would be and what your wildcard team for game week 31 would be. I reckon they'd be almost identical. I think just wildcard in 30, your team's going to look so much nicer. You're going to gain a week of having a fantastic team on everybody else that waits an extra week for no real reason. Like, they're just waiting so they know what week the doubles are put in. I'm telling you, most of them are likely going to be in game week 33, maybe a couple in game week 36, but it's really unlikely that outside of those, a lot of them will be scheduled in. It could go into 32, but if they go into 32 or 33, that's good for you on a wildcard 30. That's good for you on a wildcard 30. K7, any Savio news? No, man, I haven't got any Savio news at the moment. Who's I just... Oh, yeah, I was doing... lost Aussie, yeah, sorry, man. Anana in goal, 8 Nuri, Kirkes, Gvardiol. Look, you obviously gone Anana in goal for a reason, that you fancy United up against Leicester. I actually think Leicester could score against United. I don't feel as confident as you do. I don't think United's defence is actually that great. I would say I prefer a Nottingham Forest defender over Kirkes. I appreciate... to be honest, look, I would say you should go one... There should be one Nottingham Forest defender in your free hit team, Lost Aussie. So it could be Selge for Onana, it could be Milenkovic or Nico Williams for 8 Nuri, Kirkes or Gvardiol. But I think one of those needs to move to a Nottingham Forest defender. So whoever you're least confident with out of that back four, one should be Nottingham Forest. Midfield, Clivert, Elanga, Gibbs, White, Fernandes. All I'm going to say is you got 3 Nottingham Forest attackers because you got Wood up top as well. So probably what I'd say is move one of those Elangas and Gibbs White out so you can do a Nottingham Forest defender. I'd probably look at an Mbumo, a Son, if you can afford a Son. And I think like if you're going to pick someone high price like Son, you can just whip out like a Palmer or a Gabriel that are on your bench and downgrade them to have the money. And I think Haaland, Wood, Evan Nilsson's really nice up top. So I think your team's nice. I think Switch out one of the defenders for Nottingham Forest. Switch out one of the Nottingham Forest midfielder for a bigger hitter. Maybe a Son. Maybe a Palmer. Maybe a Mohamed Kudus. Yeah, one of those, I would say. My chat just died. That's crazy. I'm trying to get it back. Luca, I'm not certain Son will start. He likely will, but it's not 100%. That's interesting. He's the resident Spurs fan, so I take what he says very seriously, old Luca. Yeah, Solanke's an interesting one up top as well. Solanke is an interesting. You think Solanke starts up top, Luca? I think he probably does, right? Frederick, can I take a look at your team? Frederick, mate, can you put your team ID? I don't remember teams off by heart. Will we know who's doubling in 33 and blanking in 34 by Game Week 30 deadline, Luca? Oh, I don't know, mate. I don't know. You'll know who's blanking in Game Week 34. That's for sure. You'll know who's blanking in 34 before Game Week 30, for sure. But who's doubling in 33, we're not going to know. But we'll know who is doubling at some point. We're just not going to know what week it's going to be in. And hopefully I have time to go through my chip strategy thoughts with you guys today. I will do a video on it as soon as the FA Cup final finishes. It's a bit different to what everyone else has, but it makes a lot more sense. It's attitude. I've still got my free hit, assistant manager, and wildcard. When's best to use and how to strategize. I'm going to put that up, mate. I'll actually put that up once I've done a bunch of team reviews. It gets a little bit quieter. I'll put up the chip strategy for you guys. So hold Aussie. What midfielder should I bring in for that from that list? What's the list, Suki? What's the list? Kudus? Go rogue. Go with me. Go Kudus. Kudus is going to be my pick for the week that everyone's going to call me out on. Then he's going to bag a goal. Jared Bowen's going to do nothing. I'm calling it. I'm calling it here on stream. Kudus is going to do the business this week. 1 week punt, Kudus. And he's going to go back to abnormality. Yeah, I think Haaland Guardiola will just bring him in for Leicester. I think Brighton's not that easy a game, so I kind of agree with you, Luca. That's why I'm saying just wildcard 30. Wildcard 30 just works so nicely to get Haaland in. I want to sell Isaac Palmer and Garner for Clivert, Elanga and Haaland. It's attitude. Is that what we discussed earlier? You sent the list above. Oh, sorry, Suku. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, Cunha to Wood, then Diaz to Elanga, Gibbs White, Savio, Garnacho, Clivert. Oh, Diaz to Clivert, bro. Definitely Diaz to Clivert. Clivert, I'm captaining this week. I think he's my top option. If you can do that, oh yeah, I would definitely go to Clivert. Unless you have already Semenyo and Dango. I don't think you do, though. Even if you do, Dango's probably going to be on the bench. I'm just going to roll through some comments to make sure I didn't miss any, and then I'll try and answer everyone. Ferrari 61. Thoughts on wildcard team plan is bench boost 32, free hit 33. Don't wildcard this week. I don't mind your team, though. It's not far off what I'd probably have on a wild card. I hope you're... No, I'd probably go Sells and Henderson. There's a chance that Forest double at some point if they win against... who have they got in the FA Cup? I've forgotten now. Is it Fulham? No, Palace have Fulham. Brighton? Brighton. I'd go Sells and Henderson in goal. Ferrari 61. The rest looks pretty good. Lindelof to Munoz later. Yeah, cool. Maybe Mateta up top over Wood for the double. For the Palace double. And then bring Wood in later. If you can. Maybe another Newcastle defender also for the 32 double. Like a Livramento. But it probably doesn't work for this game week. If you're wildcarding this week. Time to relax for me, Michael. Best of luck. Sorry, bro. I didn't see that comment, mate, but hope you have a good rest, bro. Good luck this week. Sorry I missed you dropping off. Its attitude's booting off about Kudus. Luca booting. Everyone's booting off about Kudus. He's a goat. Kudus the goat. Kudus is the goat. Get him in, everybody. Get him in. Frederick, send me a team ID. Gino, I like those moves, mate. Any Savio news? K7, I don't have any at the moment. I will look later when we get closer to the deadline. Nothing normally comes at this sort of time. Chris, 2587079. What do you think of the team? I haven't missed anybody else's team reviews, have I? That means you might be next, Chris. What wonderful timing. What wonderful time. If I have missed anyone else's, shout out in the chat. I'm taking team IDs, K7. Yeah, mate. Chuck yours in the chat. I'll do everyone's. I'm trying to give good advice, so I'm taking my time with everyone's team. So just hang on in the chat for a while if you can. And I promise I will get to everybody. What are the captaincy polls looking like, and what's my pick? At the moment, it's 45% Wood, 4% Clivert, 38% Haaland, 14% other, over 50 votes. So it's amusing because I'm actually on Clivert. Lost Aussie abroad. I think Clivert's just amazing. On pens as well. I think he's a better pick than Wood. I would pick Haaland if I had Haaland. I think if you've got Haaland, you probably captain him, right? But I don't think it's the best week for him. Brighton been playing nice. I mean, they obviously lost 7-0 to Forest 5 weeks ago, but apart from that, they've been nice. Apart from that. I know that's a tough one to be like, apart from that one. But yeah. How's the sound quality, guys? Is it good today? Got the new mic going, so be interesting if you guys are enjoying it. No problem, Gino. Thanks. Hope I was helpful. Guys, please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you have been enjoying the content, like it's a really small thing for you guys, but like it makes a big difference to my channel. So I'd really appreciate if you can sub. If you can smash that like button, give me a boost. Give me a boost. I've been working really hard over these sort of few weeks, so appreciate it if you can just smack that like, subscribe to the channel. Just a small thing, helps a lot. Oh, Chris Siddons. Chris, you've been on before, mate. I remember your full name. I also remember that you're gunning it, mate. 95k, top 100k, beautiful. Your team value 106.5, top class. Two free transfers. Already done Bowen and TAA to Bruno and Gvardiol. Not sure who to captain between Wood, Clivert, Bruno. Yeah, I'd say between Clivert and Bruno. I think that's a tough pick for me. I think if I had Bruno, I would consider it. I would really consider it. Any United fans in the chat? Do you think Bruno's going to play in the pivot? Just always, like, the thing is, it doesn't matter. He always gets points. Even when he plays in the pivot, he still scores goals. He's on pens. He gets those dodgy pens that United always get. Sorry, United fans. I always slag you guys off in the chat, but I love you, really. Yeah, I'd say between Clivert and Bruno, Chris, especially with the rank that you are, like most people are going to go Wood. Like this is a week, like the weeks where Salah's not the best option, like those are the weeks that like you go for someone that's not mainstream. Like I think Salah's just like so obvious that you just captain him, like he's in such good form. But this is a week where, you know, I don't take that many risks. I'm normally like pretty safe FPL player. I normally like to think that I see the game well and I see some good transfers to bring in and some players to bring in when other people don't. And that's how I sort of get a leg up on people. But I would say like captaincy wise, I'm pretty safe because it's just luck really a lot of the time. But these are the sort of weeks where I like to take a little bit more of a gamble, go for someone that I don't think people are going for, but I still think is a really nice pick. So I think Bruno and Clivert for you, Chris, would be, either one of them would be nice. The rest of the team, I think like wildcard next week, but I mean, it's a good team it's a really good team for this game week. Yeah, you got Timber, Gabriel, Gvardiol. Palmer. Oh, you Palmer out? No. Palmer, Mbumo, Clivert, Bowen, Bruno, Wissa and Wood. Like, mate, that's probably one of the best teams I've seen this game week. So I think if you get a win with your captaincy, you're going to get a big green arrow this week. You might even overtake me. So good luck to you. I'll actually support you. I actually am happy if my subscribers go past me. Sign up to my league as well. It's up in the at the top when all that team news goes away. K7, I'm taking team IDs, mate. If you want to post yours in the chat. You like Solanke, Luca? Very keen on him. I think he'd be really interesting on a free hit this week. I don't think anyone's talked about Solanke, but I think he'd be like quite an interesting shout on a free hit. You wanted to bring in Foden and cap him, but can't trust him to start. Yeah, don't do that, Luca. Don't do that, Luca. Luca, what's your team, bro? Can I look at it? What's your team? Can you give me a team ID? Lost Aussie Abroad have changed to Haaland. Hit the likes and subs, people. Thanks, Lost Aussie Abroad. Let's do it, guys. Hit those likes. Give me the sub. I was 1,199 subscribers. I was one away from 1,200. Come on. If all of you click it, we might get to 1,300. Yeah, Luca, what's your team ID? I might chuck up some like wildcard and free hit teams. Might chuck up some wildcard and free hit teams. Should we do that? Well, like I'm sure people will be posting in the chat some stuff. So in the meantime, maybe I'll chuck up what my teams would be. If I was on free hit, I'll do free hit first. And then I actually have my game week 30. Do you know what? I have my game week 30 wildcard team if anyone's interested. This is my game week 30 wildcard team. This is what my current plan is for game week 30. Sorry. Just moving it to the other screen. And I can kind of explain it. So, I mean, you look at that for game week 30, you got that's an unreal team for 30. Obviously, I'm not going to be captaining Savinho. I probably would be most likely captaining Salah because I'm a scaredy cat. That's what I'm saying. Like if you wildcard in game week 30, look how good your team is in game week 30. In game week 31, again, this is like a pretty nice team, I would say. Like the back three, Milenkovic maybe swap with Livramento. Like, maybe. Depends how well Nottingham Forest are going. Kirkers against West Ham, really nice. Yeah, probably would go Milenkovic swap with Livramento. Guardiola against United, great fixture from a defensive standpoint. Boo Salah. I know, Luke, I know you love a captaincy differential. I know it's not been working for you though, mate. Just support me and just support Salah. He's been dominating. There'll be a week. Wait for the next game week. Wait for game week 32. Obviously Haaland against United, Isak v Leicester. Mateta's been in such nice form, and I think like everybody that's going to be on a wild card in 31 is going to look to have 3 Newcastle and probably 3 Palace, because when you get to game week 32, now you've got 6 doublers. You got Hendo, Munoz, Livramento, Isak, Mateta, and I've got Jacob Murphy because obviously Gordon's suspended 31 and 32, or maybe just 30 and 31, or maybe just 30. So yeah, I really strongly believe in a wildcard 30 because I think your team's going to be pretty much the same. You're going to have 3 Newcastle, 3 Palace. I hope everyone that watches this stream wildcards in 30, and I hope no one else watches this. That everyone that doesn't watch this stream wildcards in 31. Because we're going to gain so much rank on people in game week 30. Like, that team in game week 30 is just mental. Like, if that team in game week 30 doesn't F people up, I'm sorry, but... And then, to be honest, like, you could just bench boost in 31. Like, you really could. You really could. And, like, Asensio is probably someone that might not make this team. He might move to, like, Rodgers. Just FYI. He was just sort of there because I was fanboying over him for a little bit. So yeah, 32. I'd probably like trip captain Isak against United and Palace. 33. If I don't bench boost in 31, I just bench boost because, look, I think bench boost is almost like just not that valuable this season. I think if at any point in the season you have a really strong bench, just bench boost. From now to the end of the season, if you think there's a particular week where you have a strong bench, just bench boost. Don't bother about using it in the double. There is a reason why I plan to use it in 33, and it is because of the doubles. And I do think that with this team, if what I expect to happen in the FA Cup does happen, I'm going to have 9 or 10 doubling players. But again, my bench is probably going to be guys that are not doubling. So unless you get 10 or 11 doublers for a bench boost, it's just the same as using it at any other point in the season. You just have 4 single game week players on your bench. So unless you can get to about 10, which I think if you free hit, like if you were to free hit in game week 33, you'd probably have 9 double game weekers. You'd probably have about 9 because you'd have Salah. You'd have Salah in your team. And maybe you wouldn't fancy having too many more. Like maybe you'd have 9 or max 10 double game weekers. So I think if you free hit in 33, it's not really worth it because then you get to 34, your team's not really that nice. So I think I haven't actually done the team for 34, but I would just free hit. I haven't really thought about what my team's going to be. But yeah, I just think free hit in 34 makes way more sense than 33. When I went through it in detail and looked at it, I just figured if the fixtures fall the way that I think they're going to fall or expect it, then yeah, I kind of think 33 you just bench boost, free hit 34, and then you get into 35 and hopefully you got a couple of transfers and then you can start to maneuver your team around a little bit. And this is where I haven't really planned it out that well because you can't plan for everything that happens. But I roughly sort of planned. I looked at game week 35. I thought that team doesn't look too bad. For 35, you got some nice fixtures. Suku, sorry, bro. I was just chatting away. Think I've got the final plan on what to do. Is it right if you pull up my team for the final check? Yeah, mate. No worries. I'll pull it up now. Hopefully that makes sense anyway, guys. This is if you want to screenshot my wildcard team, you can do it. I'm not going to stop you. Feel free to wildcard it. Unless you're ahead of me, then don't pick the same team. I might change it. And to be honest, I will change it depending on what happens in 29 and who and who goes through in the cup, because it might not be the same. I think Crystal Palace winning and going through in the cup is massive for that strategy. If that doesn't happen, then I might have to have a rethink. But at the moment, I think that's the best strategy. But I do have some other strategies that I can talk through later on chip strategies. Hamza, hey bro, how you going? Suku, you are 138. 138 or 139? I think you're 138. Kind of. Mate, tell me your team ID again. Sorry. Tell me your team ID again. 138, 9200 or something. Is that it? Is that it? No, damn it. It's something like that. Tell me what it is, Suku. Hamza, your captain's a Wobie. Mate, if he slays Spurs, Luke is going to murder us all. Why do I feel like Palmer's going to tank my rank after I sell him on wildcard? Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. It's a rough one. Yo, Orange Apple, what's cracking, bro? Good to see you back. Save me, Suku. What is this team ID? I'm just going to go back until I find it. There we go. 1389322. All right, what are your final transfers, mate? They are... Cunha to Wood and Diaz to Clivert. Yeah, I like that. And then you're going to go Mikolenko, Gabriel, Kirkez, 8 Nuri. Oh, shit, you got Aina as well? Mbumo, Palmer, Semenyo, Clivert. Are you going to play Mamouche, Suku? Probably play him, right? How long is the list for team advice? Orange Apple, mate. You're next in. It's perfect timing to join the chat. I've literally just been nailing it through stuff. So Cunha to Wood, Diaz to Clivert, wildcard in game week 30. Yeah, Suku, I agree. But then your team for this week, are you going to play 5-4-1 and you could play all your defenders and bench Mamouche? Or are you going to play Mamouche and bench one of those defenders? Because it's a little bit, I think Mamouche is sort of a 50-50 call whether he's going to start or not. I would say take the risk. Would you go Clivert over both Garnacho and Gibbs White? Yeah, I'd go Clivert over both of them. I think Clivert's a really... I'm obviously captaining Clivert this week, so... Flexo, hey bro, what's up? Yes, I'll get to you. I've just got Orange Apple and then you. Do I free hit or just use my free transfer to get 10 players, take a -4? That is most likely going to be my answer, Orange Apple. But I'll get to it. Yeah, but Suki, I'd go Clivert and then let's just discuss what you want to go with your team and your benchings. I would say more risky to play Mamouche, but like definitely higher upside. And then the question is, who do you bench this week? And that's tough. I would definitely play 8 Nuri, Einar. And it would be between Mikolenko, Gabriel and Kirkes. I'd probably play at 8 Nuri against Southampton, mate. My bench would be between Mikolenko, Gabriel and Kirkes. Because 8 Nuri v Southampton, Einar v Ipswich is nice. Oh, you support the Saints? Yeah, mate. If you support the Saints, do that then. Do that. Bench 8 Nuri. Go 4-4-2. You'd bench Miko and Kirkes. Yeah, he's only benching one. Yeah, it'd probably be Miko for me, but tough because West Ham are a bit tragic. Except for Kudus. Kudus is going to bag a hat trick, so bench Miko. Kudus bagging a hat trick. All right, Orange Apple, you're up on the screen. Guys, please remember if you enjoy this chat, subscribe, like the video. Small thing for you guys, big thing for me, and I really appreciate it. And it definitely helps my channel so much. Also, FYI, this stream's been like popping off, so a reminder to me to put the same sort of thumbnail next week because I had a new thumbnail. Al, where are you? 1.6. Actually, you know what? Hang on 1 sec. I just wanted to check where Siku is in the world. 3.7. Gonna start flying soon, mate. We've got to start getting back up into that. I want to get top 1 mil for you, 6 this year. Alex, Orange Apple, number one thing here, Jorgensen's not starting for Chelsea this week. Fabianski's not starting, so just so you know, that's a definite. Maresca confirmed that in his press conference. So at the back, you got Gabriel, Malenko, Castagna. Midfield, Nwaneri, Mbumo, Palmer, Clivert. And then up front, Wood. So you're 3-4-1 with 1 free transfer. Ooh. And Stewart. Nasty. Stewart up to Evan Nilsson. Take a hit and go Jorgensen to Sells. Or just play with 10. I sort of like the hit because your downside is, like, let's just think, say you go Stewart to Evan Nilsson, right? And then you take the hit, and then it's like, do you take a hit for your goalkeeper, right? So if you take a hit and they don't keep a clean sheet, you probably end up with 2 points. I don't think Ipswich are going to score like 3 goals against Nottingham Forest, right? So you probably end up with 2 points. It's -2. If you take a hit and it's a clean sheet, you get +2. So it's like -2 v +2. It's whether you want to bother taking the hit for that. I say if in the case that you don't use your wildcard in 30, I would recommend you do. In the case you don't use your wildcard in 30, then it probably makes that hit worth it as well, because then you'll have a playing goalie for 30. You don't have to make the transfer. So I think for me, I'd probably just take the risk, and I'd just hit Jorgensen out for sells. This week's looked awful for clean sheet. Yeah, I think Nottingham Forest is the most likely. I know that they're going to concede in the first 10 minutes now. I've just been banging on about them this whole stream. But no, I'll probably support them. I think they got the best chance. I'd probably take the hit, because it's a -2 hit rather than a -4 hit. Brian, hey bro, good to see you back in the chat. Yeah, Suku, then wildcard in 30 for sure. 100% wildcard in 30. Hang on, I forgot to check your chips. Oh, you just tripped captain. Yeah, you're in a good spot, Six, mate. You're in a good spot. We're getting you in that top 1 mil for sure. Game week 30 wildcard. Then would you recommend me captain Clivert or Wood this week? This week, much of a muchness. I've obviously captained Clivert over Wood, but for your ranking, I don't think it matters. I would say Clivert. I put my hat in the ring. I don't like to sit on the fence. I always give you an answer. I say Clivert. Luca, yeah, I was asking for your team ID, bro. Of course I can review it. Who's the best manager? Daniel. For this week? I don't know, man. I haven't even thought about AM this week. But definitely something to talk about AM 31-33. For this week. Is there any... Should I just pull up the ESPN league table? Oh, I don't know. Best manager. Can I come back to you on that, Daniel? Just got a team review for Flexo, I think is next. 638-205. And then it's Hamza. Sorry, guys, I just go off when the IDs are put in the chat. Flexo put his in a what? Oh, you did put it in, Luca. It didn't come through. I didn't see it before. Sorry, man. Apologies. Ange against Fulham. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I need to pull up the ESPN league table, because this is what I was talking about how in 32 Palace probably don't get the table bonus against Newcastle. So if you are AMing, be very careful of going Glasner. Be very careful, because they might just end up having Newcastle and Man City and not getting the table bonus in at least one of those games. 1, 2. Yeah, they don't have table bonus against Fulham. Mate, Ruud van Nistelrooy against Man United. He gets the table bonus this week. He's going to do him. He's going to do him. Bruno or Wood captain? Probably Bruno. Going to back the boys. Bench 8 Nuri up the Saints. Captain Clivert. Cunha to Wood. Wildcard in 30. Let's go, Suku. I'm backing you, bro. I'm all for you. I'm actually so keen to get you inside top 1 mil. I'm sure it's possible. We just got to hit these chips. I'm looking at managers. Sorry, guys. I was just looking at managers. Not that many great options this week, eh? No real table bonus options. It's literally the only table bonus is Ipswich and Leicester. I wouldn't be going Ipswich against Forest. I'd probably be going Leicester against United. Otherwise, you just go just don't play your assistant manager this week, really. I'd probably play it on... Ruud van Nistelrooy. Just go Amarin. You think he's going to win? Safe bet. Ropey cool. Just go Forest. Go Nuno. in Nuno against Ipswich. If you're going to play safe. I mean, that's not really safe. I don't think anything's safe. Oh, it's your last week of it? Oh, it's a nightmare. Just go big, mate. Just go Ruud van Nistelrooy against United. He's going to do him in. Go big or go home. Or Ipswich upset against Forest. All right, anyway, I'm just chuntering on and I'm missing people's precious time for their team reviews. Flexo, sorry, this is you, yeah? 638205. Why does this not look like your team? Is this you, Flexo? Is Frank not a table bonus versus Bournemouth? No, he's not. Unless I'm looking at the table wrong. They're only 3 games apart. Bournemouth is surprisingly low. They're in 9th. Brentford are in 12th. Sorry, Flexo. 4 free transfers, mate. This must be you. All right, let's have a look. Flecken in goal. Martinez on the bench. Oof. Gabriel Milenkovic, Hodgson. You got 4. Jesus. Clivert, Palmer and Bumo. Ooh, Mamouche, Isaac, Wissa. I mean, all right, well, Rogers has got to go. Rogers gone. Kudus in. No, I'm joking. I mean, like, if you actually want to go Kudus, that should be good fun. Oh, you've already played your second wildcard. Oh, man. Okay, this makes it like a bit more difficult because we have to plan. We have to plan going forwards. Okay. Why don't I actually look at what I had for my... I'll look at it alongside what I have as my Game Week 30 wildcard team. Yeah, you too, Sux, mate. You too, mate. I'm hoping for some green arrows for you. I'm not going to get a green arrow this week, but hopefully everyone else does. Unless Clivert bags. Oh, there's no chance of me getting a green arrow. All right. Gabriel, you're not going to move. Mikalenko, you can leave for now. Kanate's got to go. Kanate probably goes for... you've already got Milenkovic, eh? All right, let's just hold fire on that then. Rogers has got to go. Maybe for a Savino. Any other suggestions in the chat? Maybe a Semenya. Oh, I don't like Semenya. I haven't been able to suggest him. Kudus. Mate, Kudus is looking like nice. Kudus is looking nice. It's looking nice. Mamouche. Mamouche is kind of nasty to have in the team at the moment. Don't think you need to use a lot of transfers, mate. I think because you don't have your wild card, don't use too many. You got enough to play 4 at the back. Just play the 4 you have. Clivert and Bumo, Palmer. Move Rogers for Forest mid, like Elanga. Move Rogers for Forest mid is fine. Forest mid is fine. I plan to have 8 Nuri and Wood and play. Okay. You'd have to go Mamouche to Wood. I don't think you need A Nuri. But all right. Let's say Rogers out, Mamouche out, Mamouche to Wood, Rogers to Kudus. Joking. Not joking, but Elanga, as the sensible chat options say. And then you got Clivert, Elanga / Kudus, and Bumo Palmer. You got Wissa and Wood up front because you take Mamouche out. And then your 4 at the back is Gabriel, Mikalenko, Hodgson, and Milenkovic, which is actually all right. And you're just going to have to live with Flecken in goal, which is not nice. So you need to try and maintain your transfers because you don't have that second wild card. So I think those are the two I'd do. I wouldn't even bother with Aït-Nouri. Yeah, Luke, I agree, mate. That's basically what I think as well. I think considering you got 4, I don't mind the Mamouche out to Wood, especially if you're going to captain Wood. If you're going to captain... I don't mind that. I think you can use that transfer there, but... Pickford over Onana on the free hit, lost Aussie. Nah, probably not. Probably not. I would sells over Onana, but I think you've already got 3 Nottingham Forest, so... No, I don't know. They're both good. I would probably go Onana. Mamouche has Leicester next weekend, Aussie. I don't know. It's just a minutes risk for me. Just a minutes risk for me. That's the problem for Mamouche. And he's done nothing except for the hat-trick. 0 goals, 0 assists. Just a hat-trick in 1 game. I think. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Nothing, man. That's nothing. Nothing. Just a hat-trick. But he does look good when he plays, man. Honestly, he opens up the space for Haaland. That's what I'm saying about Haaland. When Mamouche plays, Haaland has just so many more routes to goals and assists. What do you think, Palmer to Bruno and captain him? Nah, man, you got to save your transfers, Flexo. Look, if you want to be super aggressive like that, then you can. But just not for me. I think Chelsea the next 3 weeks have Tottenham, Brentford and Ipswich. Like, all 3 of those games, goals. I know Palmer's been in terrible form, but... Yeah, just... It's not my style of play. I think, like, if you want to be that sort of aggressive player, then I think, like, you should go for it, and then you're just going to have to work it out later down the line. Like, you're not going to have a lot of transfers, and it's going to be a little bit difficult to get, like, the double players in there. But, like, if you want to attack every week and just make the best calls that you think with that week, then yeah, I mean, you can go for Palmer to Bruno. But just think, like, the next 3 weeks for Chelsea are Tottenham, Brentford, Ipswich. Nice fixtures. The next 3 weeks for Man United are Forest, Man City, Newcastle. So it might be nice for this week, but going forwards, it's not a great transfer. Yeah, Amara, Ayamida, hey Barry, also welcome back to the chat. Cap Bruno is good for this week. Like, I think he's a nice cap option. But I just think if you're moving out Palmer for Bruno and you don't have a wild card to play, that's a problem. If you had wild card 2, I would say great, that's fine. Like, be aggressive. But because you don't have a wild card to then move your team back in game week 30 or 31, I think if I was you, I'd just go Mamouche to Wood, Rodgers to Kudus or Elanga. Or Gibbs White. Whoever you want. Kudus. Mario, what do you think about Salah to Bruno? Then I bring back in Salah next game week. We're taking Salah out. I still have wildcard. I might wildcard in 30 or 31. You should wildcard in 30. We talked through it. No worries, Flexo. Will Lewis play? You can never tell with Pep, mate. But yeah, the reason I wouldn't want to take Salah out is because you probably brought him in at, like, I don't know, 12.5 mil, and now he's like, what, 13.5? So you'll lose like 13.7 or something. So you'll lose so much money that when you wildcard, you're not going to have as much money for your team. Oh yeah, if you take Palmer out there, that's a different option. Yeah, I have no problem with that, Amara. Yeah, if you go Palmer to Bruno and then you bring him back in on wildcard, then that's cool, man. Like, I think that's totally reasonable. I don't think you're going to lose too much value in Palmer. Khadiza. That's a great name. Khadiza Yasmin. I really like that name. Your parents did well. You're going to do Milenkovic and Wood. Just lost the chat. You're going to do Milenkovic and Wood. and have 6.6 for a midfielder. Who should I get? I already have Cliverton and Bumo. Your options are Gibbs White, Ilanga, Mohamed Kudus, punt on Garnacho for Man United. I think Martinelli 6.7. But yeah, so just a 1 week punt. Are you then going to wildcard in 30 or 31? 30. Brycey! Greetings, brr. Greetings, brr. I'm good. Sell Matoma for Bruno for -4. Are you going to captain Bruno? If you're going to captain Bruno, maybe. If you're not, then no. Okay, so thought on doing Palmer to Bruno, Gakpo to Wood, Lewis/Keane to Aina for a -8. You want to chase rank. Just leave the defender transfer and just go the other two and take a -4. Taking a -4 for a defender transfer, just not worth it. If Forest concede, you might as well have just played Lewis or Keane. If Kudus scores 2 goals, I might just drop a video every day next week being like, I'll just drop a 5-second short every day, just being like, just reminding you all I am the GOAT. I'll be riding on this until game week 38. You won't be at the end of it. Trust me. Trust me, you won't hear the end of it. And you were all against me. You're all against me. You're all against me. I stand on my own in this chat. Oh man, I hope he scores. If he scores, the chat next week is going to be great. Chat next week is going to be great. You're all going to hate me. Everyone's going to unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe. Please, in fact, if you are watching, please do subscribe and like the video. And when Mohamed Kudus scores, I don't know, just get your friends to subscribe as well. Tell them you're viewing the real GOAT in real time. Terry McLarney, did you do free hit, teammate? Your dad's in need of tips. Nah, let's do the free hit team though. I like. Wait. Luca. I get distracted. Sorry, Luca. You're like my number 1 subscriber. I just treat you like terribly. Apologies. I've got to treat you better. Treat you with more love. I do love you, Luca. You're 3 points behind me though, mate. So are you? No. 18-20. What? Oh no. I thought you had 19-20. All right, mate. What are we looking at? Pickford, Gabriel. What are your transfers? I've got so many messages. What have you made this week? Can you remind me? Look at that game week score, yeah. But I did tell you about captaining Palmer. You never listened to me. It was like one of the only weeks where I haven't supported your like differential captaincy pick though, to be fair. Normally I'm always watching the game supporting you. Already done Hall to Milenkovic before. I have 2 free transfers still, thinking Rodgers and Diaz. Yeah. Gabriel Hodgson, Robinson, Milenkovic. Nice. Wood and Wisser up top. Palmer, Bowen, and yeah, then Diaz Rodgers. Yeah, Diaz Rodgers out. Definitely the moves that you got to make. I think one should be Clivert, and the other should be the other. You've still got wild card too. You want to go bold? I'm telling you who the bold pick is, mate. I'm telling you who the bold pick is, and his first name begins with M, and his second name begins with K. And you should just captain him as well. Sorry. Yeah, I think. Oh, you want to go bold? let's just look at some guys around that price point. Let's just look at some. What have we got around that? Just midfielders at that price point at the moment. There's got to be someone like. Sorry if I'm talking out of the way from the mic. I'm not used to having this new mic. You got 1.1 mil in the bank. So really you got up to like 8 mil. What about like Mitoma against City trying to catch them on the counter? Like, I know City have been a lot better with Gonzalez. He's been staying behind the ball a bit more, and City have been like not as haven't got flexed on as much on the counter. But I honestly think, like, if you're going to go really rogue this week, what fixture would I target? There'd probably be, like, Fulham Spurs, which, like, nobody discusses, or Man City Brighton, and just go for City. Just go, like, Brighton have been in decent form, but don't forget about that 7-0 drubbing they got at Forest 5 weeks back. If City turn up, I think the two, like, obviously, you've got the West Ham-Everton game. West Ham have got some nice players. But no, I think apart from that, the two games that are, like, if you're trying to go bold and against the grain, I think it would be maybe even a Spurs attacker or a City attacker, which for me feels like you probably don't have the money for Foden, do you? No. It probably feels like you got to go Savinho. But then I look at him this season. He's hauled twice. And he's got only 1 goal but 10 assists. Who would I bench, Van Heck or Bergval? Bergval. What's he going to do? Riso. It's good that you got benching headaches though, mate. Epic Games. Hi, mate. Got Clivert and Bumo Palmer, Bruno, Gibbs White, Beto, Wood, Haaland. Need to bench 1. Who could it be? Brennan Johnson, mate. He has a nose for goals. I'd probably bench Gibbs White. I'd probably bench Beto. I'd probably bench Gibbs White. I'd probably bench Beto. Epic Games. You got your Gibbs White and Wood. I'd bench Gibbs White. Bergval's on... Don't give me this. Bergval's on fire. Don't give me this. You've got... Just because you got some support from some Tottenham fans in the chat. Come on. You saw him give away that goal against Alkmaar. Just pass it to them. Tragic. No, I actually really like Bergval. I think he's a good player. Not a good FPL pick, but a good player. Mate, Brennan Johnson, do you think, like, you would know Luca, right? You know who's going to start for Spurs. I know they're not easy to predict, but Brennan Johnson, if he starts, is always goals, man. Oh, Amara, I didn't answer you. I'm sure I did, bro. We talked through your transfers. Palmer to Bruno, Gakpo to Wood, no? Isn't that what you said you were going to do? Oh, you got another team? Flecken, Gabriel, Miko, Robinson, Keane, Lewis, Matoma, Palmer, Clivert, Alanga, Wissa. All right, another team. All right, sorry, man. I didn't understand. I thought that was like your previous team, and I was like, what? So I just ignored it. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I'd move Gakpo. I'd move Gakpo for Wood. Or if you want to go rogue, I'd go Gakpo for Solanke. It's kind of nice. Gakpo for Solanke. I feel like Spurs. Sorry, Omar. Yeah, I'd probably go Gakpo for Wood or Solanke. Yeah, I see it, bro. I see it. Sorry, maybe you're a bit behind, or maybe I can't. I don't think I'm delayed. Yeah, kind of tough for your team, Luca. But I mean, if you're not going rogue, then it would be like Clivert plus Elanga / Gibbs White. So you can consider my transfer Palmer or Salah out. Wait, I'm confused, Amara. Which team are we talking about here? You want to take Palmer or Salah out of the team that you posted with 1 free transfer, 1.8 mil? I literally don't understand. Sorry. Yeah, that 1.8 mil team, I'd just move Gakpo for a striker. And play 4-4-2 and bench Keane or Lewis. I think Keane doesn't play for Everton, so just bench Keane. Play 4-4-2. Bench Keane, Salah, Isak, Dubravka. Move Gakpo for Solanke or Wood. Boss Arhill, hey bro. Welcome back. I was doing a free hit team. Oh, I was doing Lucas' team. Yeah, I'm good, bro. How are you? What's happening? What is happening? Luca, with thoughts about your team? You have a think about mids. Yeah, okay. Well, obviously Mohamed Kudus, number 1, mate. Just put him in and captain him. You'll be sweet this week. Said take a -8, Gakpo to Woods, Salah to Bruno, Lewis to Keane. Yeah, I said just don't do Lewis, Keane to Aina. Take a -4. Gakpo to Wood, I would do Palmer to Bruno, not Salah to Bruno. And then just take a -4. You don't need Aina, just play Lewis. I said earlier on the script, like a -4 for Lewis to Aina is just not worth it. If Forest concede a goal, you just immediately just 0, like you just a -4. You're 0.1 off Bruno and Hudson-Odoi. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. No worries, Amara. Sorry if I didn't understand earlier. I was confused. I was confused. My fault. Sometimes I just get confused by stuff. It's not my fault. It's not my fault, man. No, all good, bro. My bad. Hamza, mate, you've been waiting 30 minutes. Oh, don't tell me that. Sorry, man. Sometimes it's not easy, you know. I just forget stuff. Let me get your team up. My bad. Sometimes you got to remind me, guys. I don't mind you double posting in the chat. Like, it's not a problem. Oh, you're up, mate. You're up. I apologise. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate you. If I could subscribe to you, I would. I mean, I can. All right. 233k, man. You're going well. Even though you took a -8 last week. That's crazy. Captain Salah, though. Good decision. That's not your team? Is this your team? It is, right? This is your team, yeah? Yeah, okay, cool. 233k, man. You're doing good. Oh, you used wildcard too, though. All right. We got to have a think about your team then. You made any transfers this week or no? Oh, your team's looking nice, though. Mikalenko, Gabriel, Murillo, Madison. Madison is nice. Luca. If he starts, Madison is nice. I like that. Like, obviously, I'm trusting you on Spurs, Luca. Made no transfers. Hamza, okay, cool. Mikolenko, Gabriel, Murillo at the back. Then in midfield, Mbumo, Bowen, Clivert, Johnson. Up top, Haaland and Beto. You got one free. Reece James. He's fit, though. He should be back this week. Oh, but they said... I think Maresca said he... Sorry, I'm not speaking into the mic again. I think Maresca said he might not risk him. Let me just look Chelsea midweek. Bear with me, Hamza. I don't normally watch Chelsea's games in the European League because they normally play their like crappy players. But let me just see if Reece James started that game. If he was on the bench, then he might have a chance of. He did come on for Caicedo. And Lavia's not fit yet, fully fit yet. How many minutes did he have? Oh, he just came off for 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm not convinced Reece James is going to start, man. I think my transfer fee would be... Yeah, you've had him since 4 weeks. It's good support, mate. Good support for him. You should see Reece James' fantasy team. His fantasy team's doing just as bad as himself in real life. I'll try and find it and I'll put it up on screen later. You're thinking about Wood for Isaac. My advice was going to be Reece James for someone. And going forwards, that someone would probably be like a Gvardiol or a double up in the Forest defence. For Beto, nah. Just leave him. Make that transfer next week. For this week, you want to have 11 playing players, right? You only got 3 defenders that are available because Reece James is unlikely to start, right? Then you got 4 in the midfield and 2 up front. Oh, you need 0.1 for the Guardiola? That sucks. What's Reece James? Is he 4 point something? He's 4.8. Is that MFR? Alright. I could like if I just put up on the screen, I'll show you like the fixture difficulties. Have a look at this. This is like the defensive fixture difficulties. Like I do my own FDR, which is a bit better than the FDR from FPL. Like this is actually based on like the current league table, how teams play defensively. So like the dark green is easiest. I mean, you can work it out. You're all smart guys. The only one that's probably a bit 50-50 on here is my Man City. Cool. But I think they're a tough, offensively good team. So I'd say you look at Wolves, Forest, City. They have some really nice fixtures. You look at Bournemouth from 30 to 34, have some nice fixtures. And then Liverpool after that. But you obviously need someone that's playing this week. So if you're going to move Reece James, you go Wolves, Forest, City, or Bournemouth. Maybe for Kirkes if you go Bournemouth. Because obviously, considering you don't have your wild card for too anymore, you got to be a bit tactical about your transfers going forwards. You've Kepa, yeah. Who do I reckon is winning the Carabao Costa? Mate, I need to find out if any of my Liverpool mates are going to Cheers Bar. And then I'm going to be there giving it large to you Newcastle scum. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I'll actually Newcastle is one of my favourite places for a night out. Sorry, Joe. Love you, Newcastle. Who do I reckon's winning the Carabao Cup? Liverpool going to win, mate. Liverpool going to win. I don't know why you're even going to support Newcastle. You might as well just go to the upstairs bar. Liverpool going to win. There's no point just being with a bunch of sad supporters. You can quote me on that bit. Yeah, you could go. Yeah, I would say I think that's where you're looking, Hamza. You go Bournemouth, Forest, City, or Wolves. If you want it, you either double up on Bournemouth with Kepa and Kirkes. You double up on Forest with Murillo and maybe Nico Williams. I think Nico Williams would be the pick for Forest. Best for bonus points potential, and also like been very attacking of late. It's probably who I would go for as well. Quote you, lol. Don't worry, I did. Okay, I'm not looking forward to Joe beating me up. Yeah, and then otherwise maybe an 8 Nuri. If you don't want to double up on any of them, I'd probably go 8 Nuri, because Man City, outside of that, there's no one really that I'd like if you can't get to Guardiola. I'm seeing your messages now, Costa, in the WhatsApp. That's not good for me. Get them to join the live chat. They can pipe up if they have a problem. Yeah, I would go Nico. If I was in your shoes, that would be my pick. Do I think Mbeumo and Alanga, Kluivert and Maddison or something else? Look, honestly, Luca, if it was me playing, I would just go Mbeumo and Kluivert. If you can afford them. That's where I would go. Otherwise, I mean, I really like Kluivert and Maddison, the upside that gives you. Best 5 mil midfielder, bro. Need a Rodgers Dango replacement. It's probably Elanga, Hudson-Odoi. If you can stretch to 6.2 million, there's this guy that plays for West Ham. I think his name's Mohamed Kudus. He is the GOAT. Oh, Costa, you're in the chat, mate. I've just been giving it large about West Ham. Why are you not in there for that bit? You come in for me like giving abuse to Newcastle. You can't afford them too, Luca. Yeah, I think go Kluivert and Maddison, mate. I like that. I think that's really nice. Bit of a differential with Maddison. Kluivert, I think, is a really nice pick. Costa, come on. Tell me about how great Mohamed Kudus is and how he's going to score 2 this week. Tell the chat. Let them know. I've been telling them. No one's been listening to me. Everyone says that he's rubbish. He's not been finishing great, but like he's a GOAT. Speaking facts about Kudus. This is who I needed in the chat. The Kudus double. Captain him this week. Captain him. See, Luca? That's what you should be going for, mate. Kluivert and Kudus. Captain, or Maddison and Kudus. You get 1 Spurs. Christian, other captain, Gibbs White, feel he has something to prove to the England selectors. I didn't actually see Tuchel's squad today. I heard there was no Chris Wood. I was kind of disappointed. Some of my mates are moving to back to Hong Kong, so I actually just... Where is this squad? Oh yeah, oh my god, they picked Jordan Henderson. Oh my god, that is wild. Curtis Jones made it. Morgan Gibbs-White didn't make that. Come on, man. Morgan Gibbs-White's got to make that. I'm a Liverpool fan. I would pick Morgan Gibbs-White over Curtis Jones. I do like Curtis Jones, but come on, man. Morgan Gibbs-White's got to get in that side. Marcus Rashford. Come on. What is happening? What is happening? How is he getting in that? He doesn't even play. I know he's playing for Villa now, but like, come on, he's played like 2 games. How's he getting in the England team? Dan Burn. God, our defence is shit, isn't it? Harry Maguire left out. Is it because he's unfit? Jarrell Quance. Our defence is trash. He's going for the youngsters. Wow, that's such a young squad. Wow. Spence robbed. Spence. No comment. Kudus is quite... Look at this. We got some Kudus lovers in the chat. Let's go, Christian. Nah, to be honest, I'm not enjoying it with the Kudus lovers. I'm quite liking everyone slagging him off. Just so then when he scores a goal, I can really go big on the chat. Flexo, I think I'll do Rogers, Wisser to Elanga, Larson or Bergvall and Larson or Bergvall. Bergvall's a mid. Or Bergvall and Wood. Nah, man. You don't have the money to buy Kudus. Find the money, Flexo. Find it. Put Evan Ilson up front. Find the money. I don't know if you're favoured, Costa. I think it'll be 1-1. Kudus and someone random for Everton. Someone random. Start Enzo or Dango? Ooh. Do you think Iraola has the potential to surprise us with Dango starting? I think Tavernier played really well. I think he probably keeps that spot. Christie's fit. I think Dango's benched. The only way that this goes wrong is if Dango comes off the bench and scores, but I'd play Enzo FPL now, mate. I wouldn't sell Wisser for Larson, neither would I. I'd just go Rogers to someone. Rogers to Elanga is fine. You don't need to move Wisser. You need to keep your transfers, Flexo. Dia robbed. Spence robbed. Oh dear. Reece James played like 2 games a season and gets picked. I didn't even notice that Reece James was in the squad. That is a joke. Tuchel's just like, yeah, we're probably not going to win anything for a while. That's what this squad looks like to me. Kuda's paying $10 first time goal scorer. I'm going to put the bet on. Shall I lock the bet in? I can't, no. I actually said on this channel that I wouldn't promote betting. I got a few like sponsorship emails that were asking me to promote betting. Sorry, I don't mind talking about a cheeky little bet though. But gamble aware. Mohammed Gouda. Hey bro, I want to activate the free hit. What's the best combination? Yeah, let's do that. I've been talking about doing it for a while and I haven't done it yet. Let's do a free hit. Let's do a free hit draft. The only person I know is going to be my free hit draft. Actually, no, they're both going to be in. Okay. Good on me, Adam. Thanks, Costa. Well, now I've been banging on. I kind of have to do this, don't I? Get him in there. Get him in there. German manager doing the work for the motherland. Yeah. Yeah, how are we letting a German manager in charge of the England team? Come on, man. No wonder. Did I get a new mic? Yeah, man, I got the new mic. The sound quality is much better, right? Yeah, hopefully like no echo and stuff, and it works pretty nicely. Yeah, it's a pretty good mic. So yeah. Hopefully it's good, guys. I'm always trying to improve my channel. I've actually got like a merchandise shop which I'm setting up at the moment, but I don't love the merch. You can probably find it on my channel if you go to it. If anybody's like a good designer and like has some ideas, I'm super keen to get your thoughts and to like design some hoodies and t-shirts and stuff. And I've got a mate also who like 3D print stuff, so I'm also going to do like key rings and like some other stuff, just like small like football fan merch, like Liverpool hoodies and all that, West Ham hoodies and Spurs hoodies, all that jazz. I've got to be a bit careful with use AI to design it. I actually tried that, but it's not really that. It's not. I don't know. I feel like the pics don't come out that great. Do you feel like in a free hit team you probably still go? Oh yeah, we obviously go Haaland. Hey, free hit. Do you think you still go Palmer? I don't know whether I would. $5 mil is my max. Probably Hudson-Odoi, Brian. He might be 5.2. Otherwise, you probably your only other option is like Nwaneri at Arsenal. Actually, one potential option. El Canus at Leicester. United. Not superb. How long we got to deadline? We got an hour. Man, this has been crazy. Will Nwaneri start? Am I on free hit or just showing an option? No, I'm just showing an option. I'm not on free hit. I wouldn't free hit if I was you. What do I like? What do I like? What do I like? Don't know if I want Guardiola or not. Don't know if I want Guardiola or not. Do you know what I did like? I liked someone's shout earlier about. Is he actually? Yeah, he's not really set the world on fire this year, has he? Neither is he. Yeah, no, maybe I don't like that. You're going Diaz, Madison, and it'll be Rodgers, Savio, or Cliver. I'd play safe and go Cliver. I think Madison's your trick pick, Luca. You don't want to have two guys that you might have minutes issues this week. Chip strategy, A, free hit, wildcard. Don't. Oh, yeah, chip strategy, yeah. We'll go to trip strategy after I do this free hit draft. But yeah, I wouldn't free hit this week. I'm just drafting just for people. Just for fun. Just for fun. Nah, do you know what? This is what I'm feeling. I don't know why I'm feeling this, but I'm feeling this. Dominique. And then maybe like Mbumo. And then we just a bunch of nobodies. Is there any 3.8 goalies? No. There's definitely some 3.8 defenders. Let's get some budget enablers in there. Oh, Burgie. Oh, look, I got tons of money. I can still go like Diego Dalot, someone rogue. Even Milenkovic. I could even go Mikolenko in here. Look, we got so much money. This is crazy. This could be Cole Palmer. That's my free hit team. I don't know who the hell I'm benching. That's my free hit team. GG to everyone. I'm not sure who I'd bench. I'd probably bench Palmer. He's been in such trash form. Agabado. Who for Delay? I actually don't mind that. Or for Aït-Nouri. Transfers are done, all up to captaincy now. I've got no clue. Max Kilman 4.3. I'm hoping for some doubles because I don't want to play wildcard game week 30 to play Arseman 31 to 33. Christian, you should definitely do that. Definitely play wildcard game week 30. On free hit would go all differentials. Xerxes, Dalot, Bruno, Sarr. Yeah, I'm not sure about Xerxes. But yeah, Bruno, Delo. I got them. Saar? I don't know. I don't think that's that differential. Like, people are going to have 8 Nuri. Have I missed anybody's chats? Let me stare at my team for 30 seconds and hope something comes to mind. Maddison captain. 60 minutes until deadline. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do some chip strategy discussion. You should have brought in Kudus and captained him. You should have brought in Kudus and captained him. Just imagine what will happen if he scores 2 goals. When is that game? It's first up tonight. Oh, maybe I'll watch that game. That'd be pretty funny. What day is it today? Saturday, is it? Oh, I've got to play tennis tomorrow morning. Oh, I've got an early game as well. These jokers. Jokers only play early. Bringing in for Haaland, Semenyo, and a mid plus defense. Blitz Overwatch. Bringing in for Haaland, Semenyo, and a mid plus defender. Gibbs, I'll delete FPL if that happens. I was actually going to do it just to take the piss because there's no standout captains. No matter who I captain, they will blank. Okay. Why don't you captain? Do you have Wood, Cliver, and Maddison? Luke? You have Woods, Cliver, and Maddison? All right. I've got... Oops. Should we just do a randomizer? Just do a randomizer. Who to captain? Pick a random name. I mean, I'm actually going to tell you who I think you should captain as well, but I'm sort of interested. Who's the other option? Wood, Cliver, Maddison. Alright. Is that on stream? Just, I don't know if you can see that. That's actually who I would have picked as well. That's actually who I would have picked. But yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm happy for Haaland to have me in the warm up as well. Palmer third time lucky. It'd be banner if you actually captain Palmer. No, like my honest view, I think Wood is a good captaincy option, but I've been wrong before. But I just don't think he's gonna. I don't want to say that out loud. You can never go against Chris Wood. Is basically what I've learned from FPL this season. Is to never go against Chris Wood, and I am going against Chris Wood this week. What was I going to do? Chip strategy. Yeah. That was what I was going to do. I was going to chat that on screen. Alright, this is going to look a bit different, guys. I'm not going to have the chat on screen. But I'm still here. I like the projected goals of Bournemouth a lot more than United. I beg, if anybody looks at clean sheet percentages, they're losing their mind. Please never view clean sheet percentages. And I apologise that I have not done a lot of like tactical breakdowns over the last couple of weeks. Good night, man. We're finally on the same side of captaincy. Good night, Luca. Thanks for tuning in, bro. I hope it goes well for you this week. Glad we're on the same one. Lost Aussie, yeah. You changed from Wood to Haaland. Whoa. Oh, you're on free hit. Yeah, that's all right. I'm on Haaland cap. I would be on Haaland captain too. Been agonising debating between Kluivert or Bruno captain. Would you still go Kluivert if you had Bruno? I'm actually not sure. I think that's a really close call. I think I'd probably go Bruno. Yeah, I mean, yeah, United suck. Let's put it truthfully. It's a bad time for you to tune in, Tiger. Hey, Tiger and Guna, what's up, mate? How's your team? Yeah, no worries, Chris. Well, I mean, who have you gone for? Have you gone for Bruno, or you're a United fan? I always do this with United fans. I always find United fans when I'm abusing United. Look, I really like Amorim, and I think like you're going to improve under Amorim, and I hope that United get back to being a good club, because it was pretty great when we had like those big clubs all at the top. So, yeah, my best mate's a United fan as well, so he's normally in the chat. They look good in Europa. Are you talking about Europa League, Christian, against whatever that team was called? But yeah, Bruno just always finds a way. Do you think Bruno's going to play in the pivot, Chris? If you know, like, do you think he'll play in that deep midfield role? I know it doesn't really matter for him. He still seems to find a way to score. Yeah, guys. So talking about chip strategy. This is sort of like some rough background for you guys. So I very strongly believe you should wildcard in game week 30 over 31. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Chris. I don't really mind. Tiger and Guna, mate, I'll come to you in a second. This is roughly sort of my ideas of what will happen. It could obviously change, and I'll do a video this week as soon as the FA Cup results are finished. I'm gonna like fix this up to be correct, and then I'll post it. But these have been like my sort of rough musings, which have led me to my wildcard 30, and my bench boost is irrelevant, and you can play in any week, and my free hit 34 is important. And then triple captain whenever you can. But if you have the assistant manager chip, I would say 31 to 33 and 36 to 38 are the only possible times that you should play it. But yeah, so like obviously 32, you've just got Newcastle and Palace. There is obviously a chance that those FA Cup semi-final game week 34 blanks can move into 32. Given you've already got a fixture in there, like they obviously don't care about Champions League, they could easily put some more fixtures in that game week. I have a plan for a late game week 30 wildcard. I'm just going to wildcard straight away. Like genuinely tonight, I'm going to just play the wildcard. Yeah, well, no, I don't think Palace will get the double bonus game, because Newcastle at the moment are only 5 games above Palace, and this is what I wanted to talk about on this stream. They're only five places above Palace, and they don't play this week. So, I mean, if you look at the league table, is there an easy way to pull this up? Is there an easy way to pull this up? If you look at the league table, it's pretty likely that they actually drop a place. I don't really have an easy way of showing this, guys. Yeah, anyway, I'll just tell you the situation. If you look at the league table, Newcastle are 5 places above Palace at the moment. they're 1 point above Brighton, 1 point above Villa, and 1 point above Brighton, 2 points above Villa, and 3 points above Bournemouth. So if any of those teams win, because Bournemouth have a better goal difference, they go above Newcastle. So I think it's likely that one of those three teams I guess Villa are blanking. I think it's Bournemouth, really. If Bournemouth win against Brentford, they go above Newcastle. If Brighton beat City, they go above Newcastle. So if either of those things happen, they go above them. And if Brighton beat City, City drop as well. So if Brighton and Bournemouth win, then Palace get no table bonus. How crazy would that be? And Palace have Southampton the week after, so they're probably going to win that. But they're unlikely to go ahead of Fulham. I mean, Fulham, yeah, they could easily lose to Tottenham and Arsenal the next 2 weeks. But, yeah, I mean, if Fulham lose this week to Tottenham, then, yeah, Palace could go up a place as well. So keep an eye out for results this week. It could easily be that 32 is not that nice of a assistant manager, especially for Palace. I think you'd probably want to end up going for Newcastle on the AM. Which is a bit nasty. Yeah, the double bonus is unfortunate. But you still might get it. But yeah, I definitely recommend wildcarding in game week 30. Because you're going to know in game week 30, if you look at this slide that I've done here, I want Brighton and Bournemouth to get above Newcastle so we can get Isak in the summer. Yeah, I mean, you and me both. Free hit or wildcard this week, Little Ones World. I am not on either, but and I wouldn't do either. I definitely wouldn't be wildcarding this week. I think that is the biggest waste of a chip ever if you do that. Yeah, just take a hit if you need to take a hit. Manage your transfers. You should be able to get there. If you want to look at a free hit team, just rewind my stream a little bit and I'll have it, or just screenshot this quickly. That'll be my free hit. Yeah, so they could move the games anywhere. Yeah, I agree. But I think the games are likely to go into 33 or 36. But I think it doesn't matter where they move the games. This is what I'm saying, and what I'm trying to get people to understand is, you know, the teams that are going to blank in 34. So that's a guarantee. After 29, you'll know who's blanking in 34 because they will not be playing in that game week. Where they move the games is kind of irrelevant because you're going to be gearing up your team to those double game week teams anyway. So realistically, and if you look at the fixture difficulties that I have, like if you want to look from an attacking perspective, maybe if people prefer that, you got teams like, if Brighton double, you're going to be wanting Brighton. If Brighton win, you're going to be wanting Brighton players. If City are doubling, you're going to be wanting City players for that run anyway. Forest, if they win, you're going to be wanting Forest players. Newcastle, you're going to want them anyway for 32 in the double. So a lot of these teams, like the Brightons, the Cities, the Forests, like you're going to have a lot of these players in your side anyway. So when you look at this, and if you see like, yeah, you're going to want 3 Palace and 3 Newcastle for game week 32 if you're not on your assistant manager chip. You have bench boost, Arseman and free hits. So Arseman might get in the way. Yeah, honestly, like I think that assistant manager can go 36 to 38. I really do think he can go there. Well, no, to be honest, I think the bench boost now at this point in the season, you either use it in 33, and that really does depend on which teams get through. And like, I think if Crystal Palace get through and they double in 32, double in 33, that makes everything so much easier for your team because you just have 3 Palace players and 3 Newcastle players and you just keep them. And then in 33, you want to be moving those Newcastle players out for Palace players. So you might use a couple of free transfers. Maybe you get rid of like, I don't know, Jacob Murphy, Anthony Gordon, or Livramento. You keep Isak up front if you want, or you move Isak at that point, because in 34 you're going to free hit, and then in 35, if we go back again and look at this, Newcastle's fixtures from 35 are not nice. They got Brighton, Chelsea, Arsenal, Everton. That's not that easy. Like, you can easily just leave Isak after that. Newcastle's fixtures are great from 20. I should have cancelled out 28 here, but from 29 through to, or 2030 through to 34, maybe 35 is all right. But that's when you want the Newcastle guys. After you free hit in 34, where you can bring them all back in again after you've moved them out in 33 for the other teams that are doubling, you can get rid of them. And like, it's pretty likely that the doubles are going to go in 33 or 32. So your wild card on 30 or 31 is going to basically be the same. I don't like free hit in 33 because, like, if you free hit in game week 33, realistically, you're going to have like 9, maybe 10 double game weekers. You're going to have Salah, right? So you'll have 9 or 10. If you just wildcard into the teams that you think are doubling, and here I will show you my plan. This is not fully sorted yet, but this is sort of like, this will probably be what my video is about next week, but you guys are getting a sneak preview of my thoughts so far. And sorry, Tiger and Guna, I definitely will look at your team. James as well. James Maxey, start Nwaneri, -4 to do Isak to Eversilson Wood, -4 to do Clivert, to Tell to Clivert. Tell doesn't start either way. I plan to wildcard 30, so any pick is just for this week. If you do not lose a lot of money by moving Isak, then no, I would do Tell to Clivert. Tell to Clivert. For -4. Tom, could you give my team a look? Yes, mate. Currently looking to a -8 to replace Gakpo. Yeah, Tom, I've got Tiger and Guna, and then I'll do you. You'll lose -0.2 for Isak. Yeah, I just prefer Clivert as the pick over Wood this week. So I'd probably go Tell to Clivert. No worries, James. Give us a subscribe, like the channel if I'm helpful to you guys. It's a small thing for you guys, but it really does help my channel. And you can stay up to date with this good content. -4 to transfer Rodgers to Cho Elanga, worth it. And which one? Cho or Elanga? I would go Elanga just because I think sometimes Forest play 3-5-2. And yeah, Elanga sort of links up quite closely with Chris Wood. Thanks, Tiger. Appreciate you. Yeah, sorry. Can I just finish this small portion on chips? So yeah, and then I'll do your teams, Tiger and Tom. So yeah, my thoughts were like, if you wildcard into this sort of team in game week 30-31, by the time you get to game week 33, you'll have, assuming Palace go through, right? You have 3 Palace doublers, 2 or 3 Man City doublers, 3 Bournemouth doublers, 1 or 2 Arsenal doublers, and 1 Villa doubler, right? That is 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 doublers, plus a few guys for your bench. If you bench boost in 33, you're going to have 11 doublers. If you free hit in 33, you're only going to have 9 or 10 doublers. Because you're going to have Salah. Let's be honest about it. You're going to have Salah. When am I going to do channel memberships? I have sort of put it together, but I just feel like I want to grow the channel a bit first. Like, I'm not looking to like make huge amounts of money off everybody at the moment, and like I don't feel like quite yet I'm the membership will bring the value that I want to bring to you guys. And like, if I'm going to ask for contributions, I want to be able to provide like really good stuff for you guys. And I just haven't really quite got everything that I wanted together. So I think maybe I'll start it up next season. Hopefully you're all still with me next season. Maybe I'll start to do it towards the back end of this season. But yeah, I think ideally I'd like to start it up for next season. I just got to hope that I start the season well, so you'll all come back. Yeah, all right, guys. So that's sort of my thought about why the free hit in 33 is actually not that good. Because I actually previously thought that was a really nice idea. But then I looked at it and I thought 34, like you can use your transfers in 33. You just free hit in 34, and then 35 doesn't look that bad. And I think if I showed you my plan, this was roughly my plan. For those of you guys that I think were here earlier, this was my sort of rough game week 30 wildcard. And look how good that team looks in game week 30. And that's basically the same team that I would have in 31, which looks pretty nice in 31. Like, that's roughly what I'd probably wildcard into in 31 anyway. I'd want to have the 3 Palace. I'd want to have the 3 Newcastle. And then I'd probably have 3 City. Like, maybe it might not be Savinho, but it's probably not going to be Asensio. But it's roughly the outlines of the team that I'd look for. And then 32, you've got the 6 doublers in Palace and Newcastle. And obviously, if you're on assistant manager, it's a little bit different, but you probably have 5 of Palace and Newcastle. And then 33, that bench boost, you could have so many people. And then realistically, if the fixtures get moved into a 32 or a 36, like, again, that free hit just is the same thing. Like, it'd be the same as having this sort of team. So I do really think that the free hit in 34 is way more valuable. All right, guys, let me do your team IDs now before you all kill me. So I think first was Tiger. Kentaro, can you chuck your ID in the chat? I have a feeling that you were probably here earlier and you probably put it in and I missed it. Hopefully I didn't. Start Wout, Faz or Dango? I think I'm starting Wout Faz over Dango. So maybe that tells you it all. Tiger, what's your ID, bro? Let me just 2463844. And then Tom, I'll come to you. Tom, you're still here, mate. 40 minutes from deadline. Thanks, Lost Aussie. Appreciate you keeping me in check. That's why I'm getting back to people. Pistol Pete. This is new, Tiger. New name, mate. Pickford. All right. Robinson, Kirkes. Have you made any transfers, Tiger, so far this week? Robinson, Kirkes, Van Heck, Clivert and Bumo, Bowen, and João Pedro and Wood. So you've only got 8 playing. You got 2 transfers. Dango can still bang off the bench. I know, mate. I know, but it's the risk I'm taking. So you got 8 and 2 transfers. 9 and 2 transfers. Sorry. So my transfers would be Trent down to Nico, or you got 4.6 in the bank. Maybe you don't even need to do that. Jacob Murphy up to Bruno Fernandes, and yeah, probably Trent to Nico Williams or Milenkovic for 1 week punt, or Guardiola for 1 week punt. Oh, you brought in Hudson-Odoi and Ait-Nouri. You went Hudson-Odoi. Really? Over Bruno. Interesting. Well, yeah, then that is easy. You don't need to do anything else, Tiger. You just bench Hull. Probably Van Heck. You could play Van Heck and bench Robinson, and then play Pickford over Verbruggen. Wow, Robinson got 0.9. Did he not start? Brighton, 2 goals conceded. Verbruggen or Flecken in goal? Probably Verbruggen. Probably Verbruggen. I just think he'll make more save points. Hall is transferred, yeah. So bench Trent, bench Trent, Isak, and Robinson, Tiger. It's actually kind of confused. Do you need me to put your team back up in a sec, mate? We just got 2 more teams to get through. Tom, let's do you, mate. Hopefully that solves your issues, Tiger. If not, ping me back. Costa, yeah, Verbruggen, mate. I'd probably go. Kuda's captain though, yeah, mate. Lewis, captain Wood or Bruno? Probably Bruno for me. Looking to wildcard 30 or 31 properly. I transferred Bruno for Palmer already. Yeah, wildcard 30, Lewis, I think is the best one. Donzo. Go well, Costa. Yeah, mate, I don't know like what time you're planning on going for beers on Sunday, but if you go like a reasonable time in the day, maybe I just catch you guys for a few beers before you go off to the footy. Because I'm only West Ham player is Skulls. Yeah, because it'd be good to catch up with you guys. I haven't seen Fred for years, so yeah, if I can't find any Liverpool fans, I'm not going to sit in Cheers Bar by myself while you guys are in the Newcastle fan section downstairs. I'm not doing that. But yeah, if I can grab a couple of beers with you guys like in the Arvo or evening, just ping me and I'll come into town for a bit. Yeah, just let me know your plans. Like if Joe's around and if you're meeting up, like I can do like normal time in Sunday, like day, if you are. Organised around me, legend. No, like I'm probably free after like 4 or 5. What city am I situated in, Aussie? I'm in Sydney, mate. Tom, are you still here, Tom? If you're still here, ping me in the chat. Currently looking to take a -8 to replace Gakpo and Salah with Haaland and Semenyo. Then maybe replace Dango with Elanga or Bellegarde. Pretty nice place, Tiger, mate. Sydney. If you haven't been, you should have a visit. Great sound quality, mate. Thanks, mate. It's a good mic. Sandrine, hope you're listening, by the way. Mate, if you're coming over to Sydney, let's have a beer. Let's have a beer. Give me a shout. If it's when the footy's on, go for it. Well, it won't be when the footy's on. Terrible timings here. Hoping for a Haaland hat-trick? Yeah, I'm definitely not hoping for that, Nick. Can't support that for you. Organising a fan meet. Yeah, man, we could do a meet-up. I think my channel needs to be a bit more popular. I've got, to be fair, I've got 1,200 subscribers now. Pretty decent. Christian. Tom's gone, man. Tom's not here. He's left me. He couldn't wait for me. I was taking too long for him. Your team won last night. Yeah, they did. Did better than my team this week. You can hear me so much better. I'm glad, guys. I'm glad. I am trying to continuously improve my channel. I would not buy Haaland in wildcard 30. I get Jacob Murphy or Semenyo for Bruno. Hey, Nick, you want to come watch Liverpool Newcastle at Cheers Bar at like... What time is kickoff? Is it like 2 a.m. or something? FA Cup on... It's like Monday morning though, man. So if you're working Monday, it's going to be rough. What's my team? I'll put it up, but like Tom's... let me just do everybody's team review. 3:30 in the morning. That's so rough. That's so rough. Wait, is it tonight? It's tonight, isn't it? I'm losing my mind. It's tonight. Costa, am I losing my mind? It is tonight, isn't it? You could hear me farting earlier. No farting, mate. No farting going on over here. No, it's tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, I have lost it. I've lost the plot. Everything's going on. All right, Tom's left me, so I'm gonna move on to Kentaro. Doesn't care about my opinion. Sorry, Tom. When you come back, let me know. I'll go back to your team, Tom. You want to do a minus bringing in Milenkovic for TAA? Haven't you already got 11 playing players, Tiger, or are you in 10? And if you got 11, don't bother. Don't bother. Otherwise, that -4 is going to be rough if Nottingham Forest concede. It's just a -2. Kentaro, 68, mate. How do you always manage to just keep staying ahead of me by like a couple of points? Don't like Van Heck. Yeah, I didn't love Van Heck, but you could play Robinson over Van Heck. But yeah, I wouldn't, mate. I wouldn't take the -4 for that. It's not worth it. Not worth the -4. Even if Milenkovic keeps a clean sheet, it's just +2 points. That's all it is. That's all it is. Not worth it. And really, it's not even +2. It's just flat because your guy would have scored 2 points anyway. What game week is Gordon back? Would you have him on a game week 30 wildcard? Yeah, that was my thought. I ended up going Jacob Murphy because I think Gordon misses game week 30, and I think he comes back for game week 31. But I probably just would have Jacob Murphy because game week 30 is quite a nice week. 31's also nice for Newcastle, so I think Murphy works. Monday does not work. Just had an IT update. Need to go in on Monday. Yeah, I actually need to go in on Monday as well. I've got a report to my to my CFO at work, which is grim. Murphy don't pass the eye test. I don't know. Have you been watching him play? I think Murphy's great. He's got so much energy, man. That's what's been so big in the Premier League this year, the energy going forwards. Kentaro, are you in the team, man? Am I really back in a Leicester clean sheet? Why not? United can't score, man. Everyone goes Bruno. I go against the grain. Not really, but I just feel like what's the point of me making a transfer for a clean sheet? I just let Wout Fires get 2 points. United score 1, win 1-0. Do I not think Dango can do damage off the bench? I think he comes on for only like 15, 20 minutes. That's why. I just think it's a one-pointer waiting to happen. I think it's more likely that Leicester keep their first clean sheet in 400 million games than... I don't know. Maybe I might be wrong about this one, Brian. Might be wrong about this one. Kentaro, you want Cunha out and you've moved Dango to Clivert already? Cunha to... Beto, Cunha to Evan Nilsson. I quite like the Evan Nilsson Clivert double up. I think that's quite nice, Kentaro. Gabriel, Mikolenko, O'Shea you're going to have at the back. And you're going to have Palmer and Bumo. Oh, shit. Oh, you got 2 frees. You got 2 frees. Hang on. Raya in goal or Pickford. Not sure who I'd pick there. Gabriel, Mikolenko, O'Shea. That's pretty rough. And then Palmer and Bumo, Enzo, Dango. 3-4-1, and then Wood. 3-4-1. You need to get to 4-4-2. Yeah, Lewis, you're up next, mate. I didn't see your team ID, mate. Sorry. I just didn't see it in the chat. I wouldn't go Marmoush just because he might not start Kentaro. 25 minutes on deadline. Thanks, Ozzy. I think Cunha to Evan Ilson, Dango to Kluivert's nice. And then if you wanted to take a hit, you could go Trent to Nico Williams or Milenkovic for an 11th player. Brian, you're legit making me think about taking a hit to go Dango to Bruno. Look out for late team leaks, Marmoush. Thanks, Ozzy. Keep me on my toes. Lewis, let me get you up, bro. TAA to Nico already. Perfect. Wait, so what have you done already? Have you done any transfers? You've done TAA to Nico. So yeah, you just do Cunha to Evan Ilson and Dango to Kluivert. You don't even need to do Dango to Kluivert, but if you want to do that, then I'd support that. But I think Cunha to Evan Ilson's nicer than Mamouche. See you, Tiger. Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate you. All right, Lewis. Let's get you in, mate. Sorry for the delay. I'm actually going to look at my team after this one because I'm having second. Brian's making me had second thoughts about what I'm doing. Lewis, any plans, mate? You got 2 free transfers. Aina Mikalenko, Timber, and Robinson. Palmer and Bumo, Kluivert, Ilanga, João Pedro Wood. Wow, you've used all your chips. You got 2 free transfers. Midfield's nice. Don't think you need to make any changes. Strike force is nice. Don't think you need to make any changes. I just think you roll your transfer. It's kind of crazy. Just think roll your transfer, mate. Like, the only transfer I'd potentially make is like Robinson. But it just feels like a luxury in this game week. I think you could make one. Edvin, you sent your ID. I can't see your ID either, Edvin. Oh yeah, I did. Sorry, man. That's my bad. You did Palmer to Bruno. Yeah, man, that's cool. That's cool. Then I think definitely roll your other transfer, Lewis. I think your team's good. Yaz, hey man. Yeah, all's good. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, roll the other transfer, Lewis. Your team's good. Bench Greaves. Edvin, sorry, man. Thanks for keeping me on my toes, guys. You got to keep reminding me. 23 minutes till deadline. All right, I'll try and be a bit speedier, and then I get a chance to look at my own team. Goalkeeper transfer. 3 free transfers, Edvin. Have you done anything? Wildcard next week, thinking you're doing Hendo, Rogers, Dango to Sells, Kluivert, and a Nottingham mid. Definitely Hendo, Rogers, Sells, Kluivert. I support greatly. And let me just one more look at the team. Gabriel, Mikalenko, Hodgson, Palmer and Bumo, make that Kluivert, Dango, and then João Pedro and Beto. So you're 3-4-2. Sorry, Gabriel, Mikalenko, Robinson, Hodgson. All right, that's 4. Palmer and Bumo, Kluivert for Rogers, Dango, and then you got the 2 up top. Yeah, so Henderson for... Oh, sorry. I'll just go Valdemarson for sell. Oh, you don't have the money. Henderson for sells. It would have been nice to go Trent down. To go Trent down and then go Dango up to Bruno. But you probably don't have the money. Yeah. Nottingham Forest mid. Or you go Mohamed Kudus. I've been banging on about him all the time. It's attitude. You're missing a digit. What's the P? Is the P just a digit or no? Yeah, it'd be Dango to like Ilanga or Mohamed Kudus or Madison. Those are probably my thoughts, Edvin. But the other 2 definitely Henderson, Sells, Rogers to Clivert are nice. Yaz, how you going, mate? Do you want to chuck your team ID in if you want me to look at it? How have you been going the last few weeks? Edwin's on the up, mate. You're on the up. On the up with this channel, mate. It's actually, you're like my first team review today, so if I just go all the way back, I'll find you. Here you are. Yeah, what did we say, mate? Have you done your transfers now? Gabriel, you just had 1 transfer. I think we ended up saying take a -4, didn't we? Gabriel. Midfield, you had Dango, Palmer, and Bumo. Maybe even you haven't made any transfers yet. What did we say earlier? We got almost there, didn't we? We got almost there. We got almost there. Dango, Bumo, Palmer. Elliot Wong, Forest defender or Gvardiol or Aitnuri, Forest defender. Worth to get Palmer and Cunha out to Ilanga and Evan Nilsson for -8. No, just go Cunha down for a -4. If you don't have 11, don't worry about Palmer out for Ilanga. Just Cunha down to Evan Nilsson's fine. Why do I feel like you have less people in this team than when I last looked at your team? Thinking of bringing in Haaland and Bruno for a -4. Oh yeah, Haaland for Isak, Bruno for Salah. How much money have you got tied up in Salah? What price did you buy him at? Is the question. Suggestion for best Forest defender. If it's just for 1 week, it's just Milenkovic or Nico. If it's for long term and you don't have a second wild card, it's definitely Nico. But I think for 1 week, I quite like Milenkovic as a bit of a punt for a header goal. Bruno for Palmer, Milenkovic, Flexo. Yeah. Captain Clivert or Wood? I've gone for Clivert. Yasmin, do you think it's worth getting Haaland and selling Isak? Would you do Palmer to Ilanga and Gakpo to Evan Nilsson, or just do Gakpo to Evan Nilsson, Dango to Savino and Van den Berg to Nico Williams? I would just do Gakpo to Evan Nilsson, Dango to Savino and Van den Berg to Nico Williams. I really like those moves. Yaz. Nick Lee, would I do Palmer to Bruno for a -4? No, I probably wouldn't. Probably wouldn't do that for a -4. Unless you're captaining Bruno, then maybe. I would only do it -4 if you don't have 11 players, or if you don't have 11 players. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Or you're captaining the guy. Sure, Clivert, Flexo. I mean, that's my pick, mate. I'm captaining Clivert. I've got Clivert and Wood, so I wouldn't say I'm sure. I historically have been wrong backing against Chris Wood, but that is my pick, and I've got to back my own pick. So yeah, Evan Nilsson and Gibbs White versus Wood and Nwaneri. Evan Nilsson and Gibbs White. Deluxe San. Salah was 12 point something. It's attitude. Mate, I think if you go Haaland and Bruno, you're going to have a problem late. Like, you're going to have a problem on your second wildcard getting a nice team, but for the sake of this game week, it might be worth it. Your wildcard's going to be a bit weaker. But I think you'll be more productive in this game week. It might be worth it. It's attitude, mate. Might be worth it. I wouldn't sell Palmer. I wouldn't sell Palmer. You don't have enough players. You definitely have to wildcard in 30. You definitely have to wildcard this team in 30. Kluivert or Savinho, Yasmin? I prefer Kluivert. Savinho's more of a differential pick though. So if you're looking for gaining rank, he's a little bit more of a differential. But also he's got I think 1 goal, 10 assists this season. So if you're looking for goals and big hauls, probably Kluivert. Do I prefer Nico Williams or Milenkovic? I think I said Nico Williams if it's long term and you're not wildcarding in 30. But if you have your second wildcard still, I would wildcard in 30. And in my wildcard, I'd definitely have Nico Williams. But for a 1 week punt, I quite like the idea of Milenkovic scoring a corner. Against Ipswich. What's my best decision after bringing in Haaland? How much money do you have? How much money do you need to save after you bring in Haaland? It's attitude. Honestly, if you're going to sell Isak, you can even sell him not for Haaland. You could sell him for Evan Nilsson. 2.1. You need to... Nah, I can't get you that. I can't get you 2.1. Too much. Yeah, it's probably not worth... Haaland's probably not worth it for your team, mate. I'd probably go Evan Nilsson for Isak if you're going to sell Isak. And then just bring in Milenkovic or Nico Williams for Konate. Or someone for Garner. Yeah, Garner to Bruno. Can you go Garner to Bruno and Isak to Evan Nilsson? Yeah, you definitely can do that. That's quite nice, actually. Garner to... Do you have enough players, though? Dango to Bruno. Because Garner's going to play 90 minutes. So then you get Bruno, Palmer, and Bumo, Garner, Lewis, Gabriel, Greaves, yuck. And you got 2 up front. Still annoying. You kind of need a defender, don't you? You need 1 defender. Yeah, and could get 3.5 mil in the bank after. Oh no, I think looking at your team now, you probably move Isak. You move Isak. Maybe you do just sell Salah for Bruno. Maybe you sell Salah. It's the biggest upside for game week 29 for you. That's what it would be, but it's going to cost you in the rest of the season because you're not going to have money. 13 minutes of deadline. Nick Lomia currently deciding between best replacements for Lewis Hall. Money isn't a problem. I got 2.5 in the big, but already got triple Forest. Oh shit! Already got triple Forest. Guardiol or Kirkis. If it's just a 1 weeker, right? You're just 1 week because you're going to wildcard in 30, Nick. Yeah, you can do that. It's attitude. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. And just play with 10. Yeah. Or you don't do the Bruno. You don't do the Dango to Bruno. You just do Kanate to like Nico Williams, and then you have 11 players, even though like not going to get you that many points. Just a 1 weeker, 2 weeker at the most. Punt on like a Pedro Porro. You could punt on like a Pedro Porro. Nico Williams, Elliott, yeah, that's right. If you're wildcarding in 34, but I wouldn't recommend that. Alright, guys, I'm going to put my team up because I just like, I'm having a bit of a stress moment. That's not my team. This is my team. Do I just take a -4? -4 to bring in Bruno. Take out Dango. I have the money. And then get rid of Wout Fies. So you're telling me Bruno's got to score more than 6 points for that to be worth it? Yeah, that's not worth it. That's not worth it. I'm not backing him to do that. Thanks, Lost Aussie, man. I really appreciate you. Thanks so much for being involved in this chat. Like, you're actually so helpful. Like, even just your comments telling me how long's left. Like, sometimes I miss how long's left in the deadline. And yeah, guys, if you do enjoy this content and I have been helpful for you, like, please just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's such a small thing for you guys, but it makes such a huge difference to like small channels and my channel especially. So I'd really appreciate it if you can. Edwin, best 6.1 miller defender for a 1 week punt. Nottingham Forest defenders for me, it'd probably be Milenkovic or Nico. I think both own merits. Milenkovic for a goal. Nico, if you're thinking bonus points. Nico Williams is better on like the bonus point system for Forest than Milenkovic. Would it be worth bringing in Bruno for a -4 and to also have 12 players this week, or just try and ride it out with 11? Same position, Nick. I'm in the same position. I've not gone for bringing Bruno in. I was thinking about bringing Bruno in for Dango on my screen here for a -4 and then not playing Wouty phase. But I'm not expecting a green arrow this week. I'm going to need a lot of clean sheets. And that doesn't happen in the Premier League anymore these days. An Everton clean sheet would be so nice. Like, I mean, either Kudus to score a hat-trick or an Everton clean sheet, one of the two. For bragging rights on the chat or for my actual fantasy football team, I'm not sure what I prefer. I quite like all of you lot in the chat, so it would be pretty funny if I could just really give it to you and just be like, I told you, Kudus is the GOAT. I will just, for you guys, I'll end the poll so you can see the results. And it was Wood 40%, Haaland 37%, other 16, Clive at 6%, but I've gone Clive at captain. So my midfield is Clive at Palmer, Bone and Bumo this week for context. Yeah, I think your midfield's fine then, man. I probably wouldn't go Bruno. Yeah, I think you're in the same position as me, realistically. Like, you're probably looking between playing 3-5-2 or 4-4-2, right? I think I wouldn't do it. Like, Bruno would have to score more than 6 points for it to be worth it. So if you're backing him, that's the upside. Anything more than 6 points is a win for that -4 because it's only a 1 week punt. Matty, good day, mate. How are you? I need the Everton clean sheet this week, mate. If you don't keep a clean sheet, I'm supporting a Mohamed Kudus hat-trick. Because I've been telling everyone in the chat he's the GOAT. Milenkovic or Gvardiol for TAA. For 1 week, Lisa, it'd be Milenkovic for me. I think it'd be Milenkovic for me anyway, Lisa. Also, welcome to the chat. I've not seen you before. It's nice dropping in. Feel free to subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned for some of the videos that are coming on this week on chip strategy and that sort of stuff. So, yeah. It's good to have the diversity. I've got quite a few girls now that join on here. So, nice to have you, Lisa. Yeah, exactly right. My defenders would be Timber, Aina, Robinson, and Hall, and the Hall replacement. So one of those would drop out. Yeah, probably Robinson drop out of that. Thanks, Lisa. Looking forward to having you along the journey. Would you like to see FPL offer a paid league? Would be like a poker tournament, big cash up top. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting question. Don't I think Dango has more threat than FaZe? You're a United fan. You obviously think United are going to score 4 against Leicester. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right. Leicester's last clean sheet? Never. Non-existent. They keep any this season? 1. Bournemouth. How's that? They get 1. I don't know, man. I think Whiteface scores off a corner. I don't know. It just concerns me that Dango's just, this is going to happen again. That's what I expect to happen. He plays like 20 minutes. But I mean, actually, I'm sort of. I think that might be better. 1 to 2 points versus maybe a assist goal. The upside's maybe a little bit bigger with Dango. But I'm pretty sure I did have Wout Faze playing in my team that one time he scored a goal. In game week 2. In fact, I've had him the whole season. 28 weeks. Be nice to play him. He's just been chilling in my team, not doing anything. You think Faze would have more own goal? Alright, I'll go Dango, Nick. Last minute change. Dango in. FaZe benched. I don't know how I feel about that, mate. Don't know how I feel about that. Do I want to do that? Yeah, Edwin, I don't have any other defenders that I like at the moment. If I show you my fixture difficulty tracker, maybe that helps you out. Yeah, I agree, Christian. I agree. I shouldn't let Nick influence me like this. That's my defensive tracker, Edwin. But I guess you're just looking at a one week punt, aren't you? Yeah, still Forest for me. In my opinion, that's the most likely clean sheet. But I can also see United winning like 3-2, being like 3-2, something like that. And then FaZe gets 1 point anyway, so I might as well just play Dango. Raya or Pickford, Kentaro? I don't know, mate. That's a good question. Raya. Got to back Arsenal at some point. They have kept 9 clean sheets this season. How many have Everton kept? 9. Wait, that was... Everton have kept 9 as well. Wow. Recently, not many though. Since I've had Pickford, obviously. I think I'd go Raya, Kantaro. 2 minutes to deadline, guys. Frederick, should I buy Evan Nilsson for -4 to have 11 players? Yes, do it. Lewis to Aina for a -4 or no? Oamara. No, I wouldn't do that, mate. I wouldn't do that. 1 minute to the deadline, guys. Lock in those transfers. Lock in those decisions. I have locked in Dango over Wout Faze. Clivert or Wood, Captain Elliott. I've gone for Clivert. He's my captain at the moment, if you see the screen. So the best defense is 30% clean sheet. Don't look at that clean sheet rate shit, please, Christian. It's such a load of crap. I'd go Forest. Yeah, it's just the worst thing I've ever seen. I don't know why content creators put that stuff up. It's because they don't know nothing about football. They know nothing about it. If you put the clean sheet percentages up, you know nothing about football. It's clean sheet percentages is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Just look at the games from a tactical perspective, you'll understand. Like, if you don't understand, then, like, you know, whatever. Come and watch my channel. I'll tell you. I'm not expecting you guys. I'm more like talking about the content creators. Like, if you're out there content creating and you're like trying to tell people to do something based off clean sheet percentages, you're psycho. Guys, it is 12:30. The deadline has passed. I am going to click to see whether they actually have done it. There it is. The game is updating and will be available soon. I will now talk to you guys about chip strategy for the upcoming game weeks. If you're interested to listen to a little bit on that, if you are not, that's fine. If you want to chat through it, if you want to chat through anything, post below and we can talk about stuff. If you guys are not that interested and don't want to listen to it, then feel free to drop off, or just let me know that you're heading off and stuff, and maybe I won't stay on for too long. But yeah, if you do want to chat through some chip strategy, stick around. If you've got questions on when you think the chip should be used, post in the chat now, and I can sort of talk through specifically, maybe related to that, or your teams if you only have certain chips, and we can talk about it now. Thanks, Adam. We'll call it a night. Legend Nick, good to see you today, mate. We'll catch up soon. Thanks for the sound quality. Yeah, so these are sort of predicted blank/doubles, or like potential blank/doubles that we're talking about. So I think what's really important, like, is you'll know at the end of game, like this very soon, right? Like in a few days, you'll know who's going to be blanking in game week 34. Like, that's going to be locked in before the end of game week 30. What won't be locked in is what weeks they're going to double in. So that's obviously something that you have to plan around, right? But I think realistically, when you look at the wildcard teams for game week 30 and 31, they're pretty much the same. Like, this is just like, I just assumed that like maybe these 6 teams would go through, or like maybe not Bournemouth, Man United, because obviously City and Villa, and then Palace, and then, you know, these are all like, this is like Palace v Southampton, Palace v Arsenal, and Bournemouth v Man United. Like, maybe Bournemouth don't beat Man City. That was a bit of a risky one. And then yeah, Nottingham Forest and Brentford were the other team that I assumed. I assumed Forest would beat Brighton, but you know, if Brighton beat Forest, then it's West Ham and Brighton. Oh, Matt, I'm so sorry, mate. What do you think of Trent to Guardiola to avoid playing phase? Additionally, Palmer to Bruno and captain for -4. I have Wood but no Haaland. Yeah, if you captained him, I would have done it. Yeah, guys, if you're still here, please sub to the channel, like the stream. I really appreciate it. It really helps my small channel. Sorry, Matty, but yeah, you did what I would have done, so that's great, mate. Apologies for missing in that frantic rush at the end when everyone comes in with those last minute fire questions for me. So yeah, just talking this through, like, I stressed a bit at the end there. Hope it pays off. Bruno got the armband, mate. I stressed as well, Edwin. I can't believe I changed my team like 4 minutes ago. Like, I never make these changes. Like, I always come into these streams like I know what I'm going to do with my team. So yeah, that was a bit crazy. Yeah, so I think if Forest win against Brighton, the one thing to think about is that the Forest have a game in, and if I show you this sort of fixture schedule, it's a bit confusing, but Forest in game week 33, their match, which is versus Tottenham. Yeah, versus Tottenham. Is that right? Versus Tottenham. Yeah. Their match versus Tottenham is on like the Tuesday. Or the Monday night even. So it's unlikely that they're going to then have another midweek game in that game week. So that's why I sort of said that the Forest game might end up in 36, given that, you know, they probably don't want to play in the midweek where the FA Cup, the UEFA European Champions League and UEFA semi-finals are. Having said that, they've obviously already done that in 32 with Newcastle and Palace. So the other thought is that those doubles go into 32, given that they've already set the precedent that they don't really give a crap about the UCL quarterfinals. I do Rogers Wistic and Elanga Wood Semedo. Yeah, that's nice, man. That's all right. I don't know about Wisser to Wood, but they're like good fixture. That's nice, Flexer. You got to back yourself, mate. You got to back yourself. You make these transfers. You got to stand by them. Yeah, so therefore I've got that sort of Nottingham Forest game. Like maybe the double goes into like a 36. Maybe it goes into 32. That's the one where it's very unlikely that if Forest win, they're probably not going to go into 33. If Brighton win, then that might go into 33. Mamouche will start. Is that what they said? I haven't been on Twitter. Any team news? Savinho starts. Mamouche starts. Well, they both started. I don't know if that's reliable. Yeah, confirmed? Yeah. I captain Clivert, Nick. Did you see the poll that I did, Nick? It was quite heavily in favour of Haaland and Wood. Quite heavily in favour. I think it was like basically 40% each for Haaland, or 30% each for Haaland and Wood. 40% each for Haaland and Wood, 10% other, 15% other or something, and 5% Clivert. Well, that's wild, Frederick. But like nice transfers. That's going to give you a good chance this week of having a good result. 1% Gibbs Whited. Nice. Matty, big up to you, mate. Thanks for always joining the streams, mate. It's always a pleasure having you to talk as a resident Everton fan. You always give me an insight that I don't know myself. So it's great having you on the streams. So yeah, guys, that's sort of my plan, like the thoughts about the fixtures around 33, 34, 36 and why I've got them in there. And then sort of my plan is to wildcard in 30. I think 30 makes way more sense. And I sort of have it like this, like 3 times Palace, 3 times Newcastle players. I definitely am going to wildcard into 3 Palace and 3 Newcastle, because then I'll have 6 doublers in game week 32 when Palace and Newcastle double. So if Palace get through the FA Cup, that's huge for a wildcard 30. So I think that makes this strategy way, way nicer. I think if Palace lose, the free hit in 33 is a bit more possible, because you can sort of manage 34 a little bit easier, because the Palace won't blank in 34. So you'll only have those 3 Newcastle players that are definitely sort of blanking in 34 on your wild card. But yeah, I think if Palace But I think realistically on your wildcard, you're going to want to try and pick as many doublers as possible, which means you're going to be picking a lot of players that will blank in 34. And that's the way to maximise those double game weeks. And also, like a lot of these teams, for example, Bournemouth and Manchester City, as well as Newcastle, all have really nice fixtures. So if you look at my own fixture difficulty planner, I'll show the attacking side of it. You can see the teams with the best sort of fixtures, especially over the next few weeks. Like, yeah, I probably should have made this from 29, right? But Bournemouth have some nice fixtures all the way through to 34, really. Brighton have some really nice fixtures if they make it through against Forest. Man City have some great fixtures. Newcastle have some really nice fixtures. Forest have some really nice fixtures. So Forest or Brighton, whoever goes through, like that's probably going to be some of the guys you look for. So yeah, like a lot of those teams that we're looking at here. So you've got the sort of 2 to 3 Man City, 3 Newcastle, 2 Bournemouth, and then maybe a couple of Forest. Like those are guys that are going to be doubling at some point. So and likely to be blanking in 34. So that 34 free hit just makes a lot of sense to me. I think the 33 free hit's been sort of touted a little bit, and I guess it's sort of, I think more so for people I did think about it originally. I thought that does sound like quite a nice option, but the more I've looked into it, it's more I think for people who just want to be a little bit different. But I don't think they've thought it through enough. Hard to find 3 City players who get started. Yeah, it'd be Haaland and Gvardiol for me, and then the third would probably be Savinho, which is why I had 2 to 3 Cities. But I think Haaland and Gvardiol are pretty much a lock for me on my wild card. So if you do want to see what this is sort of like my rough wildcard 30 for now. Obviously, it's going to change based on FA Cup results. But this is sort of what I have planned. And look, Asensio probably ends up being Morgan Rogers, but I'm a bit fanboy for him at the moment, and he looks quite nice. Savinho might change, but the 3 Palace, the 3 Newcastle, I'm pretty confident are locked. I think Milenkovic probably becomes Nico Williams. I had a bit more look into the Nottingham Forest defenders. I think this is probably becomes Nico. Hopefully that flows through. And then, like, who else do I fill in around that? I really like Clivert. Look at his fixtures in the game week 30. You got Ipswich. You're going to want to have him. You probably want to have Kirkes as well in that case because you have a nice defender for 30. So then, like, who else is there? Like, I don't know who else I want. Like, Jacob Murphy's anyone that's a bit... Like, that's such a good team in 30. If you roll that forward to game week 31, this is sort of what we're looking at 31. Like, that's still a really nice team. Like, look at those defenders. Leicester, West Ham, Man United. Like, great fixtures. Sells or Henderson in goal. I mean, you take your pick of who you want there. Neither of them are easy. Then midfield, you got West Ham, Salah against Fulham, Newcastle against Leicester. Up front, you got Haaland against United, Isak against Leicester. And then Mateta, you're going to want for game week 32 when he doubles. So you roll forwards into that 32 double. Now you got 6 doublers. You got Munoz, Mateta, Henderson, and you got Isak, Murphy, and Livramento. So 32 is looking really nice. And then 33, you're thinking like this all depends on who goes through in the cup. If Forest make it through, they might double. They're not going to double in 33, to be fair. They're probably not going to double in 33. But Bournemouth could double in 33. Then this becomes sort of Kirkes. Then if Palace go through, you got Palace, City, Bournemouth all doubling. Say you put Henderson in goal. 4 doublers, City double, Bournemouth double. Liverpool won't double, but you're going to have Salah against Leicester. Arsenal, if Palace go through, are going to double. So Nwaneri against Leicester, Ipswich and Palace. Very nice. Haaland doubling. Evan Nilsson doubling. Mateta doubling. So if Palace and Bournemouth being C is a bit of a long shot. But, I mean, say Palace go through there. like that's a lot of doubles. A lot of doubles. And like you probably just put Asensio in there, right? Or Rodgers, he's gonna double because Villa and City are gonna double for sure. For sure. Villa are gonna beat Preston North End, and then they both Saka comes back by then, yeah. And then like I've still got 4.7, so like this could be Saka. Or potentially. How much is Saka now? 0.9. I can find 0.9 mil. Asensio becomes Rodgers. No, I can find 0.3. I can find 0.3. For sure, I can move someone and find 0.3. But that is sort of a bit of a rough outline. Yeah, I mean, Clive, it could be Semenyo. Sure. Or like, if Bournemouth don't beat City, then I'm not going to have those 3 Bournemouth players. Like, Kirk has probably become somebody else. Where I could save that 0.3. Yeah, is Hodgson... Yeah, does Hodgson save me? Yeah, Hodgson saves me. There you go. I'll go that. Like, that team looks really good. Like, really, really, really good. And just for the sake of it, I'm just going to just go back to what I had. Because... maybe if I make those changes in game week 30, then it will flow through. So Hodgson, Rodgers, and what was my other one? Oh, that was just the Saka one. Yeah, Saka I'd just make here. Didn't I have an Nwaneri? Yeah, 33. I just moved Murphy to Saka. That's it. Like, how good does that look? 33, and you've got like, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 doublers and like if you free hit, say you free hit in 33, right? I've got pretty much 8 doublers, likely to be 8 doublers. If you free hit in 33, you're still gonna have Salah. So you're going to max have 10 doublers. Max. I'm going to have 8, plus a probably bench boost. There might be a couple more. And like I could easily have 10 or more doublers. I could have more doublers than you have on a free hit, which would be crazy. So it just makes sense then to just free hit 34, which I haven't done the team for. But then you come through to 35, like this is what your team looks like in 35. Like, that's not that bad. Like, that's not that. And in 35, I'm going to have some transfer. I don't know how this has gone to minus. I was trying to bring Mbumo in or something. Was that the transfer? Yeah, probably. Yeah, so then like, you could make a few transfers. Like, I've got 3 transfers now in this week to move some guys around. I don't know what the 35 fixtures are. But yeah, maybe this becomes like Gibbs White. Or, I don't know, Hudson-Odoi. Or even a Langer. Like a Nottingham Forest guy against Palace or something like that. Captain Bruno Esch. Nice one, mate. Roll on the Bruno train. I went off Wout phase to back Bruno a little bit. So yeah, that's sort of my thoughts through to game, and then like it should roll nicely through to game week 30. 38. What is my transfer this week? I've apparently made one. But yeah, I mean, Saka might even come out again. Who knows? then I've got like 4 transfers to play with. So yeah, guys, that's sort of my thoughts, and like I think that sort of explains hopefully why the game week 30 wildcard is so strong, way better than 31, and B, why just free hitting in 34 is much better. It obviously depends how we fall the FA Cup results, but as soon as that's out, I'm going to drop this video. I'm going to try and talk through it. It's probably going to be a longer video, so apologies to those of you that like my short ones, but that is what it's going to be. If there's any more questions, post in the chat now. If not, I'm probably going to pack it in for the night. Might grab a bit of sleep. I might not stay up for the games. 1 hour to go, maybe. Maybe to see Kuda score a hat-trick. But otherwise, guys, please smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate all of you for joining. Thanks so much for being in the chat, for contributing. Christian, legend, for sticking around this long, mate, and giving your views. Always good. Esh, which Newcastle players will I have in double game week 32? My plan was Livramento, Murphy, and Isak. That was my plan. My hair is a mess. Yeah, that was my plan. Mainly because Gordon was suspended in game week 30 and I was going to wildcard in 30. But I think if you choose to wildcard in 31, which I don't support, I would have had Gordon. But yeah, that's probably it from me, guys. Good luck this game week. Thank you as ever for tuning in. Don't wildcard in 31, wildcard in 30. It's the same team. Anyway, you'll see my video later this week when the FA Cup fixtures finish. And hopefully that will convince you. But I think 30 makes sense. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Esh. Thanks, Christian. Thanks all of you guys that are still sticking around. Have a great week this week. Thanks so much for joining. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get those green arrows. Have a great week, guys. This has been your English Aussie, and I will catch you later.